would be confusing. Bum, bum, bum. Making sure the chat stuff is working. Okay. Things are working. How are you? Wait, am I allowed to say your name? You got such a generic name.
It's a pretty generic name.
That I don't even know who
like,
would
don't
know.
say my last name,
No,
but...
that's not generic at all.
Yeah, fucking no, it's not.
You're over here like, okay, let me spell it for you. Blah, 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 blah. And they're like, that was awful.
Fucking awful. My parents hated me.
I don't think they hated you.
They hated me.
They loved you so much that they wanted you to have both names.
Obviously, my grandparents hated me. That's the real reason.
I don't think they hate you either.
No, actually, the real reason is that my dad's grandparents hate my mom.
I don't get the logic, but okay.
I'll get into it when we're not on recording, so I can explain specifics.
I guess, sure. My ears. You ever just pull your ears?
No. I hate pulling my ear. I know you think it feels really good, but it hurts. Like, I don't understand.
It hurts.
It feels like my ear's gonna get ripped off if someone does that to me.
So violent.
Yeah. I don't understand why you like it.
I don't know.
You're weird.
I just do. Maybe someone knows. Maybe it's a medical thing. Little do I know there's like some real big problem with me. Don't suck. Okay, well, anyways.
Oh, you know, like how I stretch and then I pass out.
I don't know how long I gotta let the stream go before it decides that it shouldn't restrict me based off of the content.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think YouTube has caught on that I'm 26 now.
Fingers crossed.
At a certain point,
you look like you're king of the Fae folk or something, so I get it.
But now, I think that's fine. I think I have to wait at least like 3 minutes into a video. I don't know. They still age restricted my Puffco one, so no clue on that.
Wild times.
I don't know. I could play some music though. Yeah, just like that.
I think Wiki's cool.
That's a siren.
Oh.
Which also sets him off too sometimes, so not invalid to think that it could have been with a truck of sorts screeching for its life. Alright, well, we're hitting the 3-minute mark, so that means we, I think, are safe to light the joint. Also, I lost my lighter.
What are you talking about? You summoned it back.
That's true, I did. In a way.
Together we make one functional person.
So fun fact, the strain in here is called wasabi. I don't think it really smells like that. But I could see what they meant. It's like peppery kind of.
We take
like
a single hit and our faces are on fucking fire.
They actually put real wasabi in it.
No, that would be hilarious.
Hey, say hi to Cheyenne.
Oh, Shy!
Hi, Cheyenne.
What's up, my hoe?
That's offensive. No?
No?
No.
It's a compliment, duh. For her. If I'm calling someone else a hoe, we'll see what the context says. It's a very versatile word at this point.
Yeah, I guess. I mean, a lot of words are.
I had to
we just
once
choose when we
convince-
get offended.
Me and my friend group in high school, one of my friends, he was like one of the only guys in the group or whatever, he called me a bitch or whatever in English class, and my English teacher was so appalled. Like, she was about to give him like detention for a week or whatever, right? And like the other 5 out of 6 of us had to be like, no, he was complimenting me.
It's like, I don't think you understand.
She's like, what do you mean? He just called you a bitch. I was like, no, he said, aw, bitch, which means it's a compliment.
And I'm like, aw, you're so sweet.
And she's like, I feel like you're just covering so he doesn't get detention. I was like, no, literally, this is a thing. If you're saying, aw, comma, bitch, it's a compliment. It's like the Scary Terry in
Yeah. Rick and Morty. He's like,
it's like Scary Terry.
He's like, bitch. I would hate that. It's like the weirdest form of Tourette's. She can't not say that kind of shit.
The whole time.
Hold up, it's a little. Their flow's kind of shit.
Did I tell you I'm starting another, like, wait, how many songs is this? This is a 1,400 song playlist.
1,400 songs? Why do you have so many songs?
No, this is the filter one, right? Where I go through and I listen to something like briefly and I'm like, okay, that seems interesting enough that I might like that. And then, so then I make like a big ass playlist and then I sort it alphabetically and then I listen through it, right? Like all the way, each song. And then I'm able to keep my place more easily because I know where I am. Like, am I in the E's, am I in the J's? What is it, right? And then when I'm listening to it all the way through, if I'm like, never mind, I don't really care for this song, then I delete it off the playlist. If I like it, then I'll keep it, right? And I'll move on to the next one. And then I've distilled it down to the actual good music. And then I add all of that into my Song Vault playlist, which is that master playlist that has every song I've ever liked that I can find. And then I have to alphabetically sort that one into that one.
Cheyenne says that you have a science.
Yeah.
If you didn't.
I forgot Cheyenne was listening.
Yeah.
She gets it, though.
She's nice. She likes to join the stream, so it feels like you're not alone.
Shy, your kid's friend's mom came to pick your kid up.
Bye-bye is now going off to the desert.
This chick seems legit.
They're not going to stay long. Okay.
A few hours. But this chick seems legit. She wants to know all the allergen information. Yeah, she wants to be able to have a sleepover one day. She's like, I used to be keto vegan. I will look at this stuff. My brother has an allergy to soy.
She knows who she is. Yeah.
I'm just talking her up because she told me to talk her up to Shy.
Well, I know.
Oh.
Yeah, so I don't want to necessarily.
Did we mute on that just now?
Yeah, I did. I didn't. Well, she already wrote it in it, but I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, put it on blast.
You know, because I don't know if this person will ever.
Yeah.
See this?
Well, and that's why I didn't know if.
I know you lost sound for a second. It was on purpose.
Well,
I was just trying to give some context to Sierra so that she kind of understood a little bit without necessarily like.
Getting the full story.
There's no
understanding
reason
that
to
I don't have
yeah.
the full story. Anyway, but yeah, no, I'm trying to be careful. That's why I also was like, your kid's friend's mom.
Yeah, she's definitely chill, like in that regard. You know, definitely a good play date situation.
I loved her earrings. I want those.
I don't know. We don't vibe like hella, but like.
I feel like. I mean, at the very least, I vibe, like, off the bat, now granted I don't have certain context, but off the bat, I vibed with her more than the other one.
Oh, yeah, well, that's because of, like, religious differences with the other parents.
I wouldn't even necessarily say that, because the other one,
well, that comes
her
with cultural
mom,
differences,
like,
too,
the
though.
other one, the grandma was very obviously, like, religious, but the mom, I would not necessarily say the same.
Mm.
She might be, like, casually religious, or straight up not religious. That's the vibe I got from her.
I don't know.
And me, and nothing in between. And me, and nothing in between. You and me, and nothing in between. You
The plans for today.
and me.
We're not going to say all plans for today in specific detail because of certain like things that are up in the air.
I'm not
right now.
talking about
like
that.
we don't know everything that's happening today. There's certain shit up in the air right now.
Yeah, I don't know about that situation. But what I'm talking about is like us right
Oh,
here.
the definite.
Like
Yeah.
what we gotta do.
Not what we might do, but what we're for sure doing.
So for sure, I do know that Sears has fluids. So by hopefully tonight, we can do litters and clean and vacuum.
Yeah. Well, I think Bart's already vacuuming. He was vacuuming when we started this. So
I don't know if he's vacuuming everywhere or just his area where it got fucked with Tristan.
I don't know what happened there.
It hit the chairs falling apart. His ass rubbed it all off.
Oh, I see. They don't make them like they used to.
Nope.
Bro. He's expensive expensive ass like gaming chairs. They last maybe like what's it now, 7 or 8 years, which I guess is pretty good for like chairs today. But like, meanwhile, my dad's old desk chair, which is like at this point as old as I fucking am.
Well, it's because it's made from like real leather. Probably. It's daytime, Sierra. What does that mean to you?
Oh no.
What does that mean?
Well, it's daytime. I'm not supposed to smoke.
Well,
I wasn't doing it just to like smoke, but like it was like, I'm gonna do a live stream. Do you want to join? And I was like, yeah.
I forget.
Thanks.
But also, like,
I've also been productive though. I've been doing things. I got Sirius's flutes and stuff.
yeah, we've been doing stuff this morning. We haven't been. Like,
And I'm
we've
not,
been
like-
up for a
I'm
minute
not like
now.
trying to make it a habit to like wake and bake every morning because like I am trying to cut down tonight. But I also don't think it's like too bad if every once in a while I
Oh, well, and she's
join
been-
Kaden for a morning live stream.
If she takes the mushrooms, regardless
Yeah,
if
and I'm
she
gonna
smokes,
have
she's
Bye Bye
actually
pick up
has.
the lion's mane while she's in.
But
town.
I've noticed, because sometimes she forgets anyways that she's not supposed to smoke in the morning. I've noticed that if she takes those mushroom pills anyways, like, regardless, memory is like 10 times better overall, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm not sure if it's just you have memory issues from just
Yeah,
in
so
general,
I think we do want to generally keep it to nights, right? But I also don't think it's the end of the world if every
Hey,
once in a while I join.
don't
for-
call me a bad influence. I forget because she does it to herself all the time, and I forget
Yeah,
that was
and
a standard.
like also like I am responsible for my own. You know, like I should have remembered it, but I'm having a hard time remembering things. But
she's also actively trying to get her supplements.
I
Ah,
literally,
fuck.
and I've been drinking.
You know what I
coffee
fucking
so that
forgot?
I can have, like,
You know what I fucking
did you
forgot?
forget?
Nee was supposed to take. Can you call Nee and ask her if she could? I don't know how far they are right now. They were supposed to take fucking cat food
Shit.
for Levi.
Shit. Hang on. Okay, I'm calling the mom now.
Like, I have no idea how far you guys are right now, and I feel like a total
Maybe mute the
asshole.
stream. I'm
Yeah,
gonna put it on speaker.
I'm muting this for just a minute.
Okay, let me call her away.
Technical difficulties. I went and bought it and everything too. It's like out of sight, out of mind because it's in my freaking trunk of the car.
Man. I'm sorry if I'd known that was on the list. Like, I would have.
I
tried to
fucking,
hammer
it's
it.
my fault. It's my fault. Damn it, I might have to end up just taking a trip down there. That's so fucking annoying.
Probably if we just time it right, we can use mom's car, and then that's less wear and tear on the other car and less on gas.
They are like in the car. Why is Snapchat not working? Do you guys not update your shit? Like, it's pissing me off.
Mine hasn't had any updates to do. My phone literally doesn't let me use an app unless if there's an update to do, I have to update it if I want to use the app. Like, the only thing I haven't done that with is like Facebook Messenger, and I don't know why it doesn't do it with Facebook Messenger. Don't ask me. But also, like, we have been having issues. Like, it's strange. What? Okay.
Try
'cause-
calling Violet directly. Do you have
Right,
her phone number?
so I'm gonna try the phone number, but she's got that other phone now, right? So is that like Mariah's old number, or
No, it's a different phone completely.
do we know
Well, you
what
don't
the
even
number is?
have it then. I don't know. I can't get out of this.
I'll see if Levi knows.
Try doing it like one more time. I know she's driving and all, but like she just might not have your number saved and might not be thinking about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but her phone is working. She's been texting people.
When she was here, she was hooked up to the Wi-Fi.
She's physically like texting people. You can't text people.
I thought she was texting on Snap. gonna call Levi, because Levi might have what Violet's direct number is.
We might just have to take a trip up there anyways. We're supposed to dump trash and things.
Fucking Levi.
Everyone is so irresponsible, us included.
Fuck.
Fuck it out.
Sometimes
Okay,
all of
listen.
us put together don't even make a functional adult.
Fucking hell. Okay, listen.
Look at this shy though. I'm trying
She's
to do
trying,
lion's
but I
mane.
don't know if this has the lion.
No, it has
Oh,
lion's mane
okay,
in it.
She's trying.
I've had one today and one yesterday because I don't have the supplements, but Violet knows, she knows to have
If
her
we
and
can
Levi.
actually fucking get a hold of either of them to remind them.
I know, right? But she also knows. I hammered it in her head, so there's about a 65% chance she'll remember because I hammered it in her head, right? So odds are pretty good for today.
65%, that's good to you?
That's good
to you.
compared to the usual from Violet.
Ah,
Normally it's like a 25 to 40% chance she'll remember.
Okay.
I think we're up to 65% chance here.
So tomorrow we're probably gonna have to go around
And that's okay because then if the kids
And bring
forget the
fucking-
lion's mane, I can get it. It'll be great. We'll be fine. Anyway, back to the subject because I don't want Shy to feel like we're like just wiping it under the rug. I totally forgot that it was daytime and therefore shouldn't smoke. I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to be a slacker. I
She's
do
pretty
wanna-
much
I-
been sticking to that.
I
though.
do, and I even let Violet know. I was like, "Hey, I'm not supposed," because she was like, "You've been smoking it a lot," and I was like, "What do you mean?" And she's like all day, and I went, "Oh, fuck, Violet, please, if you see me smoke in the morning, let me know. Like, don't do that, right? Because I have that like as a habit that I've done for like so many years at this point that it's like fucking hard for me to remember. Because like my first instinct is to like wake and bake or whatever, right?" And like I'm groggy, I'm not fully in this world yet, so like I won't yell at you, just like let me know and be like, hey, you're doing it, and then I'll be like, ah, shit, right? And so, but Violet's not here. Kaden and I are not fully functional adults. Yeah.
Okay,
So I'm
try.
sorry, it wasn't an intentional thing. Please don't feel like I'm just trying to like slack or anything. It was really an accident and stuff. I am gonna do. I just hit your gimbal a little on accident. I'm so
This
sorry.
bitch.
I do want to like occasionally do a morning live stream with Kaden every once in a while. Like
I don't do them that often.
right, like I don't want to make it like, oh, we're gonna do it every fucking morning because then I'm back where I started. That's not good. And also like, you know, it's just financially, there's so many reasons to just keep it at night for the most part, but I do feel like, you know, every once in a while is an okay thing as long as it just stays every once in a while. And I know that Kaden will keep an eye on that, you'll keep an eye on that, especially.
She's like, I'm gonna sue you.
She's gonna be like, you did it twice in 3 months, Sierra. And I'm like, oh shit,
She's gonna sue you.
is that what she said?
Yeah, for no. That's what I said, for mental damage.
Oh shit. Did Violet just post on her story? I swear to God, she just posted on her story.
I'm gonna kill him.
No, it's 18 minutes ago. We're good. We're good.
18 minutes ago?
18 minutes ago.
So she still has served. Okay. Whatever. Could have been as they were leaving, but still. Whatever. It's fine. Text Levi, though, and ask him, do you... Our friend... What? Whoa. Go back. Hit the blunt with you at 9 a.m. on Christmas. Well, happy Jesus. Happy birthday, Jesus. Sorry, my party's so lame. Okay. Text Levi. You tell him, do you have enough cat food to last until tomorrow morning?
I'll do it, but you know that fool never looks at his text. Levi, do you have
Or do
enough?
it like in mission 1.
I'm literally doing it in mission 1,
But
and I'll do
at
it
him.
individually.
But at him.
I'm already on it.
Okay.
Do you have enough cat food to last until tomorrow?
He said Shai said he had enough to stretch it for a few minutes when he talked to him yesterday. So we might have to go down fucking tonight.
If we got out, then we do what we gotta do. But hey, road trip.
Well, it might be something we consider just going down there because we have to do a trash run too. And we want to do it before 4 p.m.
If anyone would answer their fucking phones, that'd be great. Just literally anyone at this point. But Levi's phone is going straight to voicemail. I'm thinking it's dead.
It is. Yeah, if it's going like nothing.
I'm sorry.
Sirius is trying to get in again. You son of a bitch.
I'm sorry.
No.
And then what does a minute mean? Like to me, when I say I could stretch it for a minute, it sounds like I could stretch it for like a few days.
See, and that's why I'm more specific. I'm like, I could stretch this for like a hot second. And that means like, I've got some fucking time. I'm just letting you know, versus like, I don't know how long this is going to be lasting, man.
Like I could, then if I was like trying to say I really don't have a lot, I'd say I could maybe stretch it until tomorrow.
Yeah.
And then I would leave it at that.
Or I'd be like,
tonight.
bro, I really don't know how long this is going to last. It's better sooner rather than later, to be honest. Like...
Yeah, if you really don't know. No, but I do know she's awake and looking at her phone. I don't know if she'd be able to get up and talk to him, though. That's the one thing, because he's not near her.
Right, but doesn't that make it more likely that he has to come check on her?
Yeah, I know. She's up. Maybe text her and say, hey, Caden's a dumbass. He goes to check on her, yeah. So say Caden was dumb and forgot to give Nee cat food, and Nee won't answer. And Violet won't answer. And Levi won't answer. No one will answer.
How do you spell that name?
I don't know how to spell her
money
name.
for your live stream? Oh no. No coffee for you.
Hi. Oh,
He said no.
thanks. See, wow, it's just his eyeball.
Say hello to your fans.
Hi, Sirius. What are you doing, buddy?
To give cat food. How do you spell that name?
I don't know.
Knee.
That's not right. I know that for sure.
Knee.
She said Knee.
Nope. Got to give the cat food to knee. So we.
Oh, shy spelling N-I-E.
It's too late. It's not too late, but I'm good.
It's not. She said it's too late, but it's not too late. But she's gonna send it like that anyways.
So we were trying to.
She said, "How do I spell that?"
Levi and
She looked guilty and then said K-N-E.
See how much food. Cat food. And if he is able to. Nope. How much cat food? We were just trying to call Levi. Less details, the better. Coordinate with him. If you interact with him, could you please have him call us as soon as possible? All right.
Well, hopefully, someone will get back to us. That or I don't know.
You look really pensive.
I'm thinking about what our options.
Yeah. What did I tell you you looked like last night?
I don't know. My
It was a couple of things. It was a couple things. Oh, I said I told you at least I think 3 different things because it changed
In
over
the
the
span of
hours.
yesterday, yeah.
Yeah. So Levi fucking texted. Hang on, I'll get back to it.
She's not gonna get back to
He said yeah for having enough cat food to last until tomorrow. Okay.
Okay.
Dope.
Tell him we're gonna come by
Yes,
to do a trash run and give him cat food because I suck.
Tomorrow, Kaden and I will come by to do a trash run and bring cat food.
I'm supposed to give it with them, but you know, fuck me.
Trash run and bring cat food. Also, please look in the wooden box on the little wooden box on the counter in my rig for
Question.
2 metal scraper tools.
I know it was supposed to be not to make an extra trip. Shit happens. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, like we're trying not to do that, but also, you know, at least like if it's happening,
like,
we're rolling with it.
When you
We're still getting shit done.
Listen, when you point out the obvious of someone's failure, I know that you're just trying to talk about the situation in general, as in it's like, oh, that's just a sucky situation. But what that feels like to me is that I'm a failure and now we're talking shit on me. Like, I know that's not intentional, but that's what it feels like because we're like directly talking about my failures. Like, I know I've already talked shit on myself.
That was a really good communication, I think, Kaden. And yeah, usually if I'm talking with you and we were supposed to get something done and then like we're kind of on the subject of how it didn't get done in time, I'm like, oh man, that sucks. I was hoping to do that thing, but you know how it is, fucking Murphy's Law, right? Like I think in that way it sort of takes pressure away from the person and more is just like, ah shit, this is a shitty situation, let's all commiserate as a group.
Right. And then like,
although I know that's not like, you're not trying
just
to make
like
Kaden feel like that and stuff, and that it's
statement
probably
of it's
frustrating
like-
because it's like you know
well, it's like a blanket statement of like the whole point, right, was to not have to do this thing. Like, I know that. Like, I understand my failures and I'm already digging a hole because I know that.
Yeah, it sucks that like me and Kaden and Violet all managed to forget it. We should have brought it out of the trunk because out of sight, out of mind.
That was where I really
that's
failed.
the mistake. And I just didn't know we had cat food. I didn't realize that was a thing. But like, you know, at least we're rolling with it. Because I mean, in like also.
Plus, we have to take trash out anyway.
Well, and also, I'd like to point out that you just did really well, I think, trying to communicate your feelings, because, like, a couple years ago, if she said something like that, you would have had, like, a bit of a meltdown about it, and been like, I fucking know, okay? And, like, gotten really, like, whatever about it. But and I mean, I know this is probably not the easiest, because, like, she literally has to type to us, and then we're talking on live stream.
She's like,
So
this
it's
is a
probably
little
hard.
vulnerable for what's
Yeah.
going on right now.
But like, you know, I do want to recognize the effort that you're making. That was a good way of trying to communicate that. And also, like, doubly so for Cheyenne, like, I totally get where you're coming from. I don't think you're trying to attack him,
No,
but I
I
understand where he's feeling.
Well, she didn't say that. I
interpretation
was just prefacing
Yeah,
my
and
statement,
I think that's
knowing that I know where she's coming from. Like, I know she personally is just talking about the situation being a bummer. You know what I mean? I'm also making that statement for myself.
Yeah, well, and that's why I'll specifically say, like, ah, man, that's a bummer, or ah, man, that's a sucky situation, but, you know, we do what we can, or something like that, like,
Yeah.
because then we're acknowledging how much it does suck that things didn't go according to plan, but we're also not, like, making anyone feel like the blame game is being played. Supplements from my medicine cabinet and make
Me too.
Violet
Pick up meds.
those things in her bag for me, please.
We got to try to figure out and wrangle Tristan for paint picking.
Yeah, but
Clean
that
up
like
around the house.
that one is like whenever we are done doing whatever we gotta get done today, like, we can still, I love Home Depot. It doesn't fucking close until 9. Now, I'm not saying we put it off until 9,
I
but
don't want to wait till late.
no, I don't
I
want to
know,
wait till late,
serious,
but
I'm
it's nice
sorry.
because it's like, sometimes you gotta get something done and the fucking place closes at like 2 p.m. and you're like, for fuck's sake. Like, it leaves you no room to work with things moving around.
You don't need to be up here, serious. You don't even know what you want to do up here.
He wants to become famous, obviously.
His eyeballs, like.
That's Serious Blue.
Yes. So I did release that Puffco video about the pivot and peak. And I feel like I hit all the topics pretty well. I don't know if you've seen it, but I don't know. I think the only part that I didn't really describe that well, I guess, would be like the whole mouthpiece. I don't know what you would do to fix it.
Listen,
like, because I can
think
explain the
make
atomizer in
more
like dream
because
detail
it's so
of why.
like, oh, let's have these like sharp lines or whatever. You don't need sharp lines. It's a mouth. You need like bulbous or like round or like, you know, like. And I know you're trying to make it still look like a vape. You can still do that. Hell, you could make it look like the top of a tank where it's just this big, like,
Well, either it has to be like
lifesavers size fucking O-ring.
I think either like that or like an actual like a vape pod has like something that
Like,
would
I
be,
don't
like,
know.
you
I'm
put
not
your
the
mouth on
inventor,
it.
and I have aphantasia, so I can't picture anything. Like,
Bare
they can
minimum.
fucking figure it out, but
I think the air hole and the mouthpiece itself just need to be way further apart from themselves. Because I feel like you have to pinch more because you don't want to accidentally block the air hole off.
sure, that too, but it's also just like, it doesn't fit into like the natural seam of a lip. Like, you have to like try to make sure you're seeing. That's also why I don't like a lot of like sploofs, right? Because like, you'll get
Where
these
is it?
corners of your mouth that don't quite line up. Like, they don't really think about how a mouth is shaped, you know?
Okay. I'll explain, Cheyenne. Okay, so she's saying, I don't know, is this the suggestion? Because she said silicone mouthpiece around the top. The mouthpiece
It is silicone. They just need to shape it differently. Stop it with this stupid
So
fucking angle.
they're trying to make it sleek, right? And like, you know, compact and understandably so. But
they're
this,
trying to make it look like a
this is
vape, but no fucking vape ever
literally-
looks like this anyway.
this is the mouthpiece. This is the where it comes out. But then my biggest con, regardless of the shape,
I
is
didn't
look
even
at
realize that's where
how
the airflow is.
close the airflow is to this. Like, you're
Yeah.
gonna pucker like this. So
Honestly, you'd be better off putting the
Fuck off.
airflow on the back.
Yeah, a suggestion like an actually shaped mouthpiece.
Right,
So
that's what I'm
either,
fucking
like,
saying.
she's
and I
saying
know
like
that it's supposed to like
more-
look like a vape, but no fucking
or
vape
like
looks
something
like that,
that
anyway.
actually like the pods that like sit in
Right,
your
like
mouth.
if it was gonna be a fucking vape, you'd see like a tank or something. Or if it was gonna be like one of those little ones, like a jewel, it's gonna be
It's
more
supposed
flat
to be
than
mimicking
round.
more like a disposable or
Yeah.
something, not
But
necessarily.
those tend to be like a way different shape, and like you can just tell that's not like a normal vape, you know? Like, as someone who's been vaping for years and years and years, like I would look that you don't even have to tell me what that is. I could have never seen it in my
It's
life.
not
I'll see it and I'm like,
necessarily-
that's a bitch who smokes weed. Like,
It's not necessarily to trick a person that vapes though, right? Because a person that vapes
Is
is
likely
probably
cool.
not going to be
I
offended by you
Yeah.
also smoking some sort of product,
Yeah.
right? Now, more so like your Karens or like whatever, they'll just be like, oh God, you're so gross, but they'll think maybe it's a nicotine vape.
Yeah.
And like, what are they going to do? Call the cops on you for a nicotine vape in public?
you know what'd be hilarious is someone who made like this basically, right? But then there's an extra hole, right? Now listen, that one contains like an essential oil that it sprays out. And no, listen.
I don't like this.
No, listen, it's the ultimate deception because then you've got like bubblegum kingdom coming out of your fucking cloud. And you're like, no, see, it's a vape, you can smell it. It's
Oh,
not
you
weed.
mean like it puffs it out?
Yeah,
on
like
the-
it doesn't go into your mouth,
Oh,
right?
so I was
In
like,
the
ew.
opposite direction, like it sprays out away from your face, right? So don't smoke while facing anyone. Because you pepper spray them. Don't put peppermint
How
in there.
much is it spewing out?
I don't know, but like all you need is like one little thing of peppermint from fucking doTERRA. Oh, wait, or can I say brand names?
I don't think it matters.
Oh, okay. From like any sort of essential oil place, right? And then like peppermint, right? Like one little thing on your fucking cheek or your eye, and you're like, that's game over for the person in your
Yes,
face.
I'm not like
That shit
promoting
is
the product.
strong, right? And so, like, It'd be hilarious, right? Like you take a hit and then like there's a button that will like do a little spritz of essential oil, right? And so when you blow out your cloud, you can make it smell like fucking bubblegum or some
Well,
shit. That's the ultimate stuff.
According to the all-knowing Cheyenne, sounds dangerous. Shark Tank would deny.
I don't give a shit about Shark Tank.
I don't know. I don't think I like it either. It needs to be fleshed out more than this mouthpiece needs to be fleshed out.
Kaden forgot to give you cat food, but it's okay. We'll just drop it off.
It's fine. I'll correct
No
my mistake because I suck. Which means we should probably go pretty early on,
Yeah.
so as to
Yeah.
like, because I'd like to, if I'm gonna leave him by himself for a little while, not have like the windows down and everything.
Yeah. No, I feel you.
I mean, I'm not saying he won't cause a kerfuffle, he just won't be as loud.
Yeah.
But usually he'll nap in the daytime. Like he's chill now.
Mm.
He got mad because his shade fell, so I had to go out there and fix it. He was forlorn about it. Could not cope. Not even on his
All right,
side.
Levi got
either.
the scrapers and he got the lion's mane and he set him aside.
The shade didn't even fall on his side either. It was on the opposite side of him.
What a baby. Is there a trash can over there?
Yes.
Baby. Oh, here. Will you put that in the trash too?
What are you fucking dismantling your
I
drinks?
was fidgeting. I don't know, man.
So, I don't know. Somehow, some way, there's going to be a pivot 2 that comes out, and they'll fix this conundrum here.
Yeah, and they'll employ my super stealth idea.
Your super stealth idea? Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it doesn't automatically spray when you take a hit. Maybe you have a button so that you can like time it, you know? And also make sure you don't spray anyone.
You only spray when you need to, maybe, or something. Yeah. I don't know. I still am not.
Because there's also got to be times where like it's cool to hit and you don't have to spray it because like you're around cool people, right? So like you don't want to use that up. Like, bro, they should partner with those.
I just feel like there's something that wouldn't work very well.
We'll see how it goes.
We'll see how it goes. I said for sure this is happening. The confidence, I like it. She's for sure gonna get hired by Puffco and solid.
I have opinions.
I have opinions.
That's how you get a job.
That's how you get sometimes that is not how you get a job. It's the exact opposite.
That's literally how every asshole gets his job, is by having opinions, even though they're like stupid or wrong and you can't do your job. Like, and they're like, this person, they have opinions. They know what they're talking about. No, they fucking don't.
It depends on what kind of job you're going for.
I'm just saying, Lori fucking H.
If you're talking about high
Or
positions,
Eben A fucking K.
Okay. What I'm saying is, if you were in high positions, then yeah, maybe that concept works. If you're talking about low-end positions, if you have opinions, you're fucked.
No, not even, because the two assholes who were in the low end at the fucking place we worked at, and then
Did they have opinions or did they just mimic opinions?
fucking both.
No, I think it was just
No,
a
because they
mimicry.
kickstarted some problems, right? Like they were the ones who had opinions that made problems for us
I guess it would depend on what.
on multiple occasions, like not being able to help dog staff.
That was not lower end opinion.
No, that was because of JJ and Avery.
Okay, but that was because they were like mad, and instead of like deciding they were wrong, it was I just don't want to
Which is
deal with it.
ridiculous. I literally like
They
don't do
were
my-
wrong.
Don't do my fucking
No one
area.
was, like, saying
It's
that
my
wasn't
area.
true.
I'm gonna get it done. It's not a crime that I'm taking 15 to 20 minutes to go feed some fucking hot dogs to some dogs. Like
At the end of the day.
in the middle of summer shift when dog staff is understaffed and all the dogs are fucking struggling because we have no goddamn AC. Like, we're all supposed to help each other. It's not like I'm just sitting around and like playing a video game on my fucking phone. I'm doing
I know.
shit.
It's because they weren't doing shit. They were the
Yeah,
ones
and they didn't
fidgeting on
like
their
the fact
phones
that us
and
doing
vaping in
shit
the fucking
highlighted the
back
fact that
rooms.
they weren't doing shit. But it's not like we were complaining much until they decided to be total
think
fucking assholes.
I think it was funny that we got in trouble for what they did, essentially, right? I get in trouble for like, oh, smoking weed and shit. Those fools would hide off in back
Bro, there were
rooms
so
and just
many
smoke.
fucking joint butts all around the goddamn property.
Okay, those were not okay. I'll correct that one. Those were not joint butts, and those were not even weed related. Those were Steve's. He would buy like
No, I
blunts,
know
but, like,
that Steve did some of that, but I saw like actual, and I know that.
But that
Avery
had to have
normally
been
did like the
no, but that had to have been him hanging out with Steve, and
Yeah,
maybe he
maybe.
rolled one up or something.
Yeah, maybe, but still.
I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing with that, but I still along the same point is that yeah, people were like clearly, evidently smoking around the property, like blatantly. And like I take a puff or two here and I do more work than them, correcting them and all of that other shit, yet I get in trouble. It's just because we had opinions that mattered in favor of the animals and made them do their jobs. That's literally all it was. That's why we nitpick on the same behaviors, because would I have gotten in trouble for those things? No, not if I would have said yes to everything that they wanted.
Yeah.
No, they'd have been like, yeah, but he does his job, right? Because that should have been the answer. Yeah, but he does his job. I'm not smoking in front of customers.
I went above
like,
and fucking beyond in that job. So did Shy. So did you. Fucking.
I helped create a whole like program with Megan and all.
Bro, I created an entire fucking 200 cat spreadsheet. Like,
yeah. We helped create a lot of things. Cheyenne the most, but
I revised all those fucking files and made sure they were all in the right order, and then like we fixed all of the mistakes in all those fucking
and you know
files.
how I know it has to do with the yes man mentality? Because who's the most goody two shoes of us all?
Wait, the three of us?
Of all three of us, who's the most
Shy.
goody two shoes? Shy, right?
It's not even
And
that she's goody
she-
two shoes, it's that she's traumatized.
Okay, but what I mean is that, well, no, even if she wasn't traumatized, she's still a good person, and she doesn't.
Oh, sure, but like
But
to
she
me,
doesn't-
goody two shoes is
But
like
no, but listen,
teacher-
but she doesn't consume any bad products.
Oh,
like
yeah.
she doesn't like.
who's on the most straight and narrow.
Right, so she would be the least likely to have things to just randomly get her in trouble with, which is the biggest reason why they had such a problem with having to deal with her, because she honestly like
She covered her
well,
ass
they
so
want to
well.
say that she wasn't a good manager, but it makes no sense to say that, here's
Hard to be
why.
a good manager when you don't give them any authority.
Well, this is the thing though, is that she would get them together and talk it out and solve problems. That did happen.
Yeah.
You had it where she was struggling to come up with ways and then asked for help, and then you used that as a way to be like, this is our fucking door
That's
to
like
get her
being-
out of that position.
That's like being the dad in a family, undermining every single good lesson the mom
They-
tries to teach, and then saying you're a bad parent.
Right. Well, they used it as a door to solve their other problem, which was she cared.
Yeah.
That was it. And that's why that it had nothing to do with us like smoking and or having opinions, or it had nothing to do it had to do with us having opinions. What I mean is like the other weird shit we did get in trouble for. It had nothing to do with that because everyone else was doing that. Everyone else was
Yeah.
doing that there, and they knew too, because Ebony would probably be like, "Hey JJ, let me take a puff of that." My ass, she wasn't doing that too, and they drank
I'm not sure
alcohol.
about that, but like, oh
No,
yeah,
but-
fucking Lori H tried to offer me alcohol
Right.
when she knows that out of the three of us, we always carpool. I'm the one who drives because I'm the only one with
Right,
the
and
car
you were a
and the
minor.
license, and at the time I'm under 21.
Okay,
What the
but
fuck
listen,
are you doing, Lori
But
H?
listen, granted, you still were fine with substance abuse on property.
Yeah. Well, and then,
Alcohol,
they're like,
weed,
oh, ha
doesn't
ha ha,
matter."
we brought you beer, like, in this group meeting, and everyone gets to have it, and now we're gonna give you shit for everyone for drinking beer on property. And then I was like, Lori, don't you have, like, 2 bottles of scotch behind your desk?
Yeah. See, they were, right, as long as you were doing, like, you could have gotten away with fucking murder. As
Straight
long
the
as
fuck
you
up.
agreed with them.
You could have gotten away with animal abuse, and they don't give a shit.
Well,
There were people who did get away with animal abuse.
well, okay, I don't know about animal abuse because those people did get caught doing some naughty things and they got fired. I'm not
Eventually.
saying that, well, because it became too light and everything, I'm not saying they won't have some standards, but what I'm saying is like when it comes to like true effort, that's when it's like, well.
Yeah, and I mean, I suppose the one plus you can give them is no one's like actively hitting the animals anymore, but like there's at least one employee, and I'm sure you can guess who is still intimidating animals, and it's mental abuse.
Well, he doesn't work in those areas anymore for that reason, though.
Oh, right, I forgot that he got moved out of animals.
Mm-hmm.
But like, you see my point, like it doesn't have to be beating to be like abusive to the animals.
I understand, and that's a big reason why they moved him, because he wasn't like, he took a lot of his own personal anger out.
Yeah.
I don't think he ever started that way, to be fair, and he also used to work with dogs.
Oh yeah, and they
work with
shouldn't
cats.
have ever moved him to cats.
But the reason why I think that is because he never got any sort of recognition or promotion or anything like that, and I think it was just such an
Beats you down.
internalized anger that it just came out wrong. So moving him and giving him kind of like a leg upgrade was good in hindsight, because Ben also, my ass is full as smoking in the fucking transport.
Yeah, he's
shit,
totally smoking.
Whatever. But like, that shit gets me because it's just such a double standard. And like,
well, you know,
all of them.
He's besties.
Well,
with
all of them
fucking-
that were besties, right? All of those three or whatever. Or two
Like,
at
I
least.
literally tried to tell them that he was bullying me and I was having psychological, like, damage because of it. And then they were like, we'll talk to him.
Shai said he also really started doing that after his car accident. His pain really got to him.
Yeah, that makes sense. But, like, you know, even if, like, that, like, sure, explanation, not an excuse, but even more so on the fucking bosses, I came up to them. I did what I was supposed to do. I said, he is yelling at me down the hallway until I'm fucking crying. I'm being bullied, and it's causing me psychological and emotional damage, and I need you, as the bosses of this establishment, to do something about it. And they were like, we'll talk to him. And then, like, he comes out of their office laughing and joking with them because they're best fucking friends. Like,
right. And then on top of that, they always came smelling like weed.
Yeah.
I never smelled like weed ever in the workplace.
I feel like I probably smelled like weed, but like, I don't know.
Well, look, not like that.
It's hard for me to tell because like at a certain
showing
point you're
up
like
smelling
fucking
like a
nose
blunt.
blind.
No, but it's like they hotboxed their car.
Yeah, see, we never
and then
like
showed up, and their eyes red as fuck, and somehow I'm the one that's a menace to society in the back areas outside.
Yep.
Outside. Actually, I think the time I did get in trouble, big time, was when I was clocked out outside. And I took a puff of something, and
That's a
they were
great
like,
time.
you can't. I was not even clocked in.
Yeah.
Insane. Oh, God. And then Shai said poor Lacey was bullied so bad when she left, too.
Bro, there was so
By
much
all of the
fucking
girls.
bullying in that goddamn establishment.
Pathetic. It was so sad, and it was like, how in a place that's supposed to be so caring? Ugh,
So
that's
yeah,
what
you
really
know,
got
just
me.
be careful about supporting animal shelters. You're a
I
lot
don't-
better off supporting rescues.
I would say definitely support rescues over,
Because
you
like
know.
a lot of the people who do rescues end up being batshit crazy
Here-
bipolar people, but at least you know that when you give them fucking money, it's going to the goddamn animals.
Okay, here's how I can tell you that you can help. Is just be physically there. Physically do some shit.
You know-
if you're gonna support financially, pick
You-
a rescue you know a
If
lot about.
anyone is
If you're gonna-
watching or
listen,
listen,
if you're gonna help a shelter, go down and physically help.
Yeah,
Volunteer.
volunteer.
If you're gonna
And
help a shelter,
if you're gonna
volunteer
go
because they
volunteer-
need the manpower. They don't need the money.
well, and if you're gonna go volunteer,
I mean, I'm not saying they don't need money, but what I'm
a
saying is
real
the
fucking
manpower
volunteer.
kind of means so much more in those environments.
Yeah, well-
as someone that worked in a shelter.
and if you're gonna be a volunteer, a real fucking volunteer. No one gives a shit about the ones who want to come in and feed the cats and then pet them and be all happy smiles. No, we
Scoop
want the
some
bitches who
litters.
are down to scoop litters and
Scrub
clean
some
up cat
shit,
vomit and scrub
scrape
cages.
some,
Do the actual
trees
hard
down.
work. That's what's helpful. Anyone can pet a cat and fucking feed them. That's not the
You
hard
see
part.
a cat with mats and you want to brush them.
Well, and if you want like a specific place that you can support, Community Cat Angels is baller, okay? They are really good people.
Also, in Las Vegas, Community Cat Angels is a lovely rescue, phenomenal. The lady that we know her,
We know her
worked with
personally. We've
She's
worked
helped
with her for
us.
years. She has had our back so
She
many
tried
fucking
to
times.
help us rescue a dog that was on the
She
euthanasia list,
genuinely
even though
just
she works
fucking
with cats.
cares about the animals. Like, She's just trying to help animals. That's all she's trying to do.
Real quick, Cheyenne says, and for someone who wanted to push the counseling narrative, they really didn't want to help people working with them dealing with mental health problems. Yeah, they were like, if you guys
the
need
whole
mental
reason I thought.
Okay,
Maybe
but
I shouldn't get
anyways,
into specifics, but yeah, no, they don't give a shit about
we
their employees.
could, and we can add a little bit more details to in that topic.
Probably
and
have a
then
better time working at goddamn Subway.
Cheyenne wants to add on to the narrative of ways you can help. So if you want to spend some time to type out some ways you can help in the rescue community, especially when it comes to shelters and just animal problems alike, just type it out, take your time, I'll read it out and make sure that
do real volunteer work, not the happy smiles pet. I love animals.
Real true grunt work.
Grueling fucking
if they
gross
have,
ass. The grosser the work, the more helpful you're being.
If they have food programs, ask if you can help package up food for the programs, like, because sometimes they have pet food pantries or whatever. I used to help do one. Help package up food. That's a fucking lovely way to do something.
Straight up. And if you're trying to volunteer and you're trying to do the real grunt work, look at them. When you walk in and say that you're here to volunteer and say, I don't mean pet the cats and act all happy and try to get people to adopt. I'm here to do real volunteer work. If you need me to clean cages or scrub shit, I'm here for you. That's how they'll know that you're a real MVP. That's how they know that they can put you to the test and then prove that you can fucking be put to the test. We don't need any wimps.
When it comes to dogs,
wimps just get in our way. We'd rather them out the fucking building than pretending to help.
When it comes to the dogs, I mean, the cats definitely need a lot more hands-on help, because people forget they exist, even though they are the most populated, which is wild. But
wild times.
Dogs, I would say the best way to help is enrichment, obviously. Yes, walks and stuff like that, but scent play, things literally, if you could just sit in a kennel with a shy dog.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
It helps to socialize them and all that sort of thing.
If a dog is aggressive and stuff like that,
well, and it's also really
shy
helpful.
away from helping the ones that are struggling the most, because they won't end up leaving.
And it's really helpful. Ask the shelter worker, be like, look, I'm not trying to be fake helping here. I want to actually help. What is helpful to you? And then listen to what they say. Don't be like, oh, but I could do this better. Maybe you could. It doesn't fucking matter. What makes it easy for them is if you do what they ask you to do.
Right. Here's one from Shy. Fostering. Which is,
oh my God,
that's the animals out of the shelter.
That's so helpful.
Right? Being willing to foster an animal, not just any animal, right? Not just puppies and kittens. Spay and neutering is a great one as well. Support spay and neuter initiatives and donate to pet food pantries. Cat food is always forgotten. That is so true. When I ran the pet food pantry, I ran the pet food pantry, I helped. I was gonna take it over until they realized that I was going to be a nuisance with the fact that I wouldn't let them abuse animals, pretty much.
If you're trying to donate food, oftentimes they won't take open bags of food either. So give them new closed bags of food, because oftentimes we have to worry about infestation or cross-contamination.
What I'm going to say though is that the reason why they don't give,
there's a lot of people, how you can help shelters.
There's a lot of people that need cat food, but not a lot of people that give cat food. Okay. So when it comes to that, when I worked in the pet food pantry, I will guarantee you we only had one big bin filled of cat food, and it was the first thing to go.
Well, and if you think about it, right, unless the shelter is specifically designed for dogs as their specialty, right? Oftentimes dogs take up more space and stuff than cats do. So you have less dogs in a shelter than you typically will with cats.
Yes,
you can put so many more cats in a space, and you can put them all in a room if you know what the fuck you're doing, right? And you've got them up on the adoption floor. But with dogs, they still have to be separated unless they're bonded or something special circumstance like that, right? So dogs take up more space. We tend to have less dogs. There are so many fucking cats. Also, you see way less, not that it doesn't happen, but you see way less cat oh, here's a stray dog, and oh, this is a feral dog. There is constant stories about stray cats.
I do think
and
our society has a soft spot
and
more
feral
for dogs.
Cats. Our society does have a soft spot for dogs, and I'm not saying that that's wrong.
I do think they do for cats, but it's just not as
cats do not. This is why though. So much.
This is why though. I think we see cats as very strong, resilient creatures that can care for themselves a lot more than a dog can, and I think that's the biggest reason why we forget about them so much, because they seem so independent.
Sure, there's that, but also if you think think about it, like, and
We
here's-
just aren't thinking
here's the
about.
ti-
That's
well,
the point. No one is
time
thinking that.
time
hard
for
about
a
it.
little bit of a controversial opinion from me, but
When are we not gonna see it?
no, but like it's like
I guess
I'll
that's more
stand by
me.
all the shit I say on like all that shit that I just said, right? Even though like it might be a hot fucking take that this shelter fucking sucks, that shelter fucking sucks, and I will die on that hill, right? This one, you know, who knows where I'll stand in the future, but right now, currently, like I had it brought to my attention. Haven't you noticed that if you don't love dogs, you're a fucking monster, but if you don't love cats, then that's just a normal thing? And like, there's all these correlations where like cats have a lot of not negative connotations, but they also have a lot of female connotations. Dogs have a lot of positive connotations, but they also have a lot of male
Well,
connotations.
man's best friend.
Right, exactly.
So you think it's like a sexist thing?
Right,
maybe
and
a
then
little?
if you're a man with a dog and you're not like with anyone, then that's
Well, then
man's
it's
best
also,
friend. If you're a
the crazy
female with a
cat
cat,
lady.
the crazy fucking cat
Oh
lady.
my
Do you
God.
see what I'm saying?
Maybe it
And
is a
also,
sexist thing,
when
kind of
you
a
have
little.
like, I guarantee you, put a 5-year-old in front of a picture of a cat and a dog and say which one's the boy, which one's the girl.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, to be
I
fair,
fucking guarantee
me as
you.
a kid, I loved animals. So, okay, one of my special interests is definitely animals. Clearly, horses, if you go really deep. But when I was a young kid, I used to post. I was crazy. I had a dog encyclopedia. I cut them all out, and my entire room was plastered with dog
Bro,
encyclopedia pages.
when I was in 5th grade, I did a project on cats because we had a project-based school, so you had to do a
But what I'm
project like
saying
every
is
week.
that,
I
like,
did an alphabet of
I
cat species.
was so into animals that like I would know. Like I'm not saying I wouldn't get
No,
it wrong, but
you
I'm usually
and
like
I've worked
that's
at the
a boy
shelter
cat,
enough that I
that's a
can
girl
usually
cat.
look at a cat and not have to look at their like butt or whatever, and I can
Like,
be like,
no.
oh, that's a chick, or oh, that's a dude. I'm not so good with dogs.
Personality usually.
I'm not
tells.
so good with dogs, but that's because I can never fucking dog. But cats, I'm like vibing with cats most of the time.
Depends how fucking retarded they are.
But like, so do you see what I mean though? Like, there's that like, I think it's like a subtle effect of sexism.
Possibly.
Like right, and again, you're not a normal kid, right? Any normal kid, sit any normal 5-year-old down in front of the picture, tell them one's a boy, one's a girl, and ask which one's which. Most of those kids are gonna say that the cat is the girl and the dog is the boy.
I want to do that to our kids.
They're not normal.
I just want to see what they'd say though.
They're also way past 5, but you know what I mean.
No, but like it'd just be interesting to see what they'd say. Okay, some more great ways to help the shelter from Cheyenne. What we need to come up like we gotta come up with a theme song for like when Cheyenne gives us fun facts. So like that lady where she does fun facts from an ice bath, it's gotta be like something. Or we can use her name, the grounded pigeon, make it be like something.
No, I'll come up with something clever.
She'll come up with something good, I know. Okay, she says.
It's time to ruffle your feathers with Cheyenne. And we
Okay,
just gotta turn it into a little tune. That's your area because you're the music guy.
I'll think about that later. I need more time to think. Not as quick-witted. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay. She says, support initiatives like pet retention. Oh my God, that was something she really cared about in the shelter. She wanted to start like a desk for just like helping people with pet retention. Like literally call in and when you have issues, the whole goal.
Right, because so many
or
people
like to
just
even
give
have just
up.
front desk. Yeah.
So many people are like, this isn't working out. I'm just gonna return the animal.
and or just have front desk practice.
And some
things.
people don't even want to do that. They just
Be like,
don't
okay,
know what
well,
to
let's
fucking
see.
try.
What are your issues? I'm so sorry to hear about that. Let's try to resolve that for you. I'm totally willing to take that cat
Yeah,
back.
and
So
that
you
would have
wanna
been like
be-
Cheyenne's
but you
personal
want to
pet project.
sound.
I really wanted a fucking
Yeah,
feral
you want to sound
rehabilitation.
like you're definitely going to take this animal back no matter what. Yes, I'm totally willing to do that for you. Let's put this in the system and schedule an appointment for a return. Can you tell me a little bit more about what's going on? Right? And then they tell you, like, oh, okay, well, can you tell me anything that you've tried? Because I just want to know so that we can inform next owners,
and that would
right?
be a-
And then you start giving them tips and tricks,
guys,
and then they
if we
go,
had a
wait a
shelter,
minute,
it'd be
and then
so
you kind of
fucking
start
nice.
convincing them maybe they should try some other things. You
Guys,
know?
if we had a shelter, we would be so fucking baller at that shit because Cheyenne would have that program going.
So-
I'd have a
yeah.
feral rehabilitation cat program going. All
I would have
all I need,
rehabilitation
Kaden.
for horses.
Bro, that would be baller. All I need though, Caden, all I need is a small catio that can hold maybe 5 or 10
Okay,
cats.
I would need a very large ring.
I know you do. All I need is a small catio that could hold maybe 5 or 10 cats with that hallway that's
Okay.
connected for like cubby holes, and then a
Can
small
I finish
office
her
with a
things
cage
that she's
bank.
writing?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so not only pet retention to keep animals in their homes, we should also have public education regarding the top reasons that pets are surrendered and how to work on those issues. So, like things like population, things like people not knowing how to deal with things, you know, or people getting breeds they don't know. So, teaching breeds and shit. Like, there's a lot of depth that can go into just education alone. She also said donate items that assist with keeping the animals comfortable, like Aptil. Adaptil. I'm switching the P and the D.
I'm pretty sure that's
Adaptil.
ADAPTIL.
She spelled it right.
No, I know, but like for people who might listen to this in the future,
ADAPTIL. They also can see chat too.
It's like a calming thing for dogs. It's like a calming Febreze.
They also have one for
plug-in
cats
for
too.
dogs.
Feel Away is the cat
Yeah, that's
one.
Feel Away.
So we have Adaptil for dogs, puzzle games, Feel Away for cats, and these are like pheromones that help calm down the nervous system.
Okay.
Thunder jackets, thunder jackets, dogs. Hidey houses, cats. Things that will help comfort them, and then they'll give them success in the shelter
hidey houses,
and in
hidey
adoption.
houses that are easily laundered. Some of those things suck going through the washing machine, and then they have to get tossed after like one use. Like you want
pillowcases.
Yeah, pillowcases are also very
and little like dog beds, like little small dog beds, right? And pillowcases are great for the cats because they could just take the pillowcase off, wash it, put it back on.
Yeah,
you know, a new pillowcase onto that bed, and that cat can have the same bed, same
There's like
smell. Smells matter. So the things that they can keep the longest, the better.
Yeah. Well, and also like
this live stream was supposed to be about Puffco and just chilling, and now we're just on like a rant about how to
PSAs.
fucking help shelters and rescues for the animals.
Yeah. And also that certain fucking shelters suck.
Damn, we just got ADHD'd so far over the sun that we saw the moon on the other side.
Yeah. It's a fun time. Shelter.
I'm sure she's got some more too. She's really good at coming up with these.
Oh yeah.
So good.
Also,
there's so many things that you personally can do that
also
would help
if you have an
far
animal
more than just giving me money.
Listen, if you have an animal that deceased, right? Like
buy the things directly. Don't allow the shelters and the rescues to like fucking use this money for things that are not the right thing.
If you're like, listen, rescues
ask them what they need. Don't give them money to do what they need. If that
but also,
sense.
If you're gonna give someone money, rescues are more likely to use the actual money for the actual stuff needed for the animals. If you give money to a shelter, they're way less likely to use it for the actual thing they're saying they're gonna fucking use it for.
Some shelters are really fucked, and
shelters are so much more fucking corrupt than you would think they are.
Less corrupt. What I was gonna say is, dude, if you want to give money, if that's all you could do, I don't know if this is possible. Maybe you could work it out with the shelter or rescue and ask them to see a specific bill of an animal that you can pay directly. Like you want to pay directly.
You want to sponsor this fucking animal.
Yes, to the vet office in which it's getting done at. You want to like physically go and do it and pay for it.
But if that's not possible, if you can't buy a thing and you are just giving money, you're better off giving
Probably
to a rescue.
Especially, I would like you to do research.
Because those people, like, do your research, right? But those people tend to be the people who are literally having like 200 pigeons in an apartment.
That was us.
That was us, right? And like literally, we can't afford to not use the donated money for more bird seed or
like literally our paychecks were buying bird seed.
Yeah, like it was not just a nonprofit; it was a loss of profit organization.
Because no one gives a fuck about pigeons. Okay, Cheyenne said for kittens, heartbeat stuffed animals. Ooh, yes. So it seems like mom's there. Disposable nipples, heating pads without auto shut off. You want just like the older ones. Assistance during kitten season and she said, and assistance during kitten season. A kitten. So just help during that time. So kitten season would be like during like spring and summer time, like around that time. So middle of the year, usually those chunks of months. Usually a lot of kittens. So means shelters and rescues need a lot of help cleaning and crap. And also learning when you're supposed to leave kittens and not kidnap them. So a lot of the times the mothers will hide their kittens away, put them somewhere safe, and then go out and hunt, right?
Yeah.
I
Or
cannot hunt
they
with
will
you with
be
me.
transferring their kittens and they have
One by
one
one.
mouth and 4 kittens, so they have to take them one at a time.
Right. So just because you see a kitten alone does not mean that it is in danger per se, right?
Like, don't
is it
kidnap
warm,
it.
right? Is it warm? Is it clean? And clean
Does it
as
look
in general.
well fed?
Like, is it well fed? Has it got a big belly?
Does it have a balloon belly, or is
Right.
it like really scrawny and bony? Then you know maybe it's not being
Right.
taken care of.
Is it covered in any bugs or anything, or like weird like little
Is it
mites?
injured?
Is it injured?
Is it
You know?
very obviously super sickly? Like, if it seems like it's just chilling there, just leave it and keep an eye on it for a few hours, right?
Yeah, see if mom will come back at a safe distance. Do not be too close. Let mom come
Yeah,
back.
because like birds don't smell good. That was an old wives' tale, but cats fucking do, and that shit matters, right?
Well, you can touch. I'm not saying touching it will necessarily deter. Like, you know,
No,
how,
but
whatever,
if like the cat can smell you in the vicinity, it's like, oh, it's not safe. I gotta wait for a sec. Like,
yeah, just from a very far.
like
you
if
know,
it's
come
out on your
check
front
later.
porch, leave it on your front porch, and just kind of watch by the window.
Mhm. Yeah, because like usually the mom will come back.
Yeah.
Like there has to be something really obviously wrong with it usually for it to be the mom's not coming back. If it's like cold, it's like fucking gums are white, you know, maybe looks severely dehydrated. You're like pull its skin, it doesn't like it's not super elastic and bounces back. Like the gums are white. It's tacky, disgusting. Like maybe they're like ataxic or something.
Yeah,
or
don't be a
it
kidnapper.
has to be something is like happening.
Or should I say, don't be a kitten napper?
Yes,
Ba-dum-bum.
something has to be happening to take the kitten.
Similar
Because
stories with birds.
they do not like live like us. We are not attached. They are not attached to the hip to their children. It is not how that works. They hide them away. They hunt. They get food. They come back. That is how it works.
Similar stories to baby birds as well.
Right, and we would have so many less kittens in the system, in the shelters, if that was the case. And then instead, TNR,
Yeah, because now you're
trap,
kidnapping
neuter,
these
and
cats,
return,
right? And now
could
they
be a
can't
program.
get back to their mom.
Well, yeah, but then see, now it's one thing to try to find homes. Like if you're like dedicated to like finding them homes, like, but don't just drop them off a shelter thinking you're going to save their lives. If you personally would like, I want to give this kitten a better life and have it live in a house, and I'm going to do its care and find it a home, or I'm going to be its home. By all means, whatever, sure. I'm not saying that in a house wouldn't be better for these animals that have been domesticated because they constantly die at young ages because of being outside. Okay. But what I'm saying is be responsible and not just drop it off at a shelter because now I've done the good.
Yeah,
have
you
not
didn't
done the
necessarily
good.
save their life. You may have actually just killed them because shelter resources are stretched
Yeah,
very
you
thin.
have not
So
done
the
it good.
cat mom could have
You-
probably done a better job watching
Right.
over the kitten 24/7 than the exhausted, stressed out, often
You've
like
actually just made a problem
fucking
someone
burnt
else's
out
problem.
employees
You really just made
who
someone
don't
else's
have the
problem
capacity
someone
for
else's.
yet another fucking kitten.
Right. Yeah, and sometimes, depending on where you drop them off, maybe it's not a place where they, no kill type option. There, some shit happens. I'm not saying a kitten is super likely.
Right, we're
but,
not saying
like,
don't ever bring a kitten to a shelter, but like
Yeah, I'm not saying. a
learn to
kitten's
read the
gonna for sure-
situation. Or at least learn to read the situation better.
Yes. Yeah, and then at that point, as they're getting older, a trap, neuter, return program is something that you'd want to be investing in as well, because that will help with the older populations not creating new babies.
Yeah, overpopulation is an issue. If we can all just
Cheyenne says bringing healthy food options for people that are working at the shelter, showing them that you care.
there's at least
Because all they're
a
eating
couple
is trash.
bitches in that shelter
All they're
who
eating
are
is
no
mac
listen.
and cheese bowls
Listen,
they heat up in the
there's
microwave.
at least a couple bitches in each of those shelters who's a vegan or a vegetarian too. So
Or actually have
don't
allergies.
be like, here, I brought you a bunch of meat Subway sandwiches. Nice thought.
Salad.
Now we're sad.
Maybe some,
Like-
love that, but can't eat it.
Nice thought. Now we're sad. You'd be better off getting each individual employee a gift card.
Yeah, or, trying to keep it as open to every person, the better, but
Yeah, like if you're gonna get a box of donuts, go to Pink Box, get a box of vegan donuts, and get a box
but then
of
that way
non-vegan.
everyone can
And
eat them,
clearly
vegan or
mark
not.
which ones are fucking vegan.
But yeah, vegan or not, if you just get something that is as best you can, accommodating for everyone.
And
But it doesn't even have to be like that. I wouldn't even say get donuts. Yes, healthy options. Get them packaged salads. Get them trail mixes. You get them, stuff that's substantial and it's not just junk.
He's technically right, but the devil on my shoulder, and also at the state I was when I was working in an animal shelter,
You would have ate what
I was
you had.
eating vegetarian, but if you gave me a salad, I might pour it over your fucking head because
No, but you would have been the bitch that grabbed the trail mix, not the salad.
I don't want your fucking trail
You
mix.
would've
That shit has raisins in it.
You would have not maybe ate the raisins, but you would have took what you had.
I would have dealt with it, but more likely than not, I would have just waited until 10 p.m. and had my one meal a day like I was doing every
Okay,
day.
but that is a you problem.
I know. I'm just saying that, like, he's
'Cause-
being responsible here, but at least half of those workers want something fucking unhealthy.
I'm not saying you can't give them like a splurge type thing every once in a while, but the option should be there for healthy things.
Yeah,
because these people so often they start going into this like pit of despair where they treat themselves like shit and they go, man, I'm just falling apart and treating myself like crap.
Yeah.
Help them not treat themselves like crap.
Yeah.
Give them the option.
So yeah, it's a time. Just be kind, rewind. I don't know.
Bottle feeding is far less successful. Bringing a kitten into the shelter than that's weaned has a far better chance of survival.
Yeah, also
That's also a big reason why we
mama
don't kidnap
cats-
kittens.
Another thing about like really young kittens is you have to like literally teach them how to use the bathroom and release their bowels, and mama cats are often way fucking
Yeah,
better at it
yeah.
than like me.
I
Cheyenne
can't.
is one of the most
I've
skilled
tried
fucking
so
people.
hard.
I can't
I
ever
can't
get
ever
them
do
to
it.
fucking poop. I can get them to pee, but I can't ever to get them to poop. And if you're not careful, you end up chafing the area, and then you got to really clean it well, or you give them ammonia
Which is like,
burns.
how am I chafing it when their fucking tongues
Right,
are
their
like
tongues are
sandpaper?
hooks. I don't understand it. But my point being, like, the mom cat can obviously teach the kitten how to release its bowels much better than the average shelter worker, let alone a skilled shelter worker. Like, Cheyenne is one of the most skilled people I've ever seen in the fucking shelter environment, and she has a hard time with it. Like, she would have to pass the kitten off to me just to get it to pee, let alone poop, which I still haven't been able to get done. Like,
And Cheyenne says on the topic of like getting them food, bare minimum, if you're trying to get them anything, most of them probably haven't even eaten or slept. So anything is better than nothing, right? That's why I'm saying, like, eventually you probably would have ate something of the trail mix. You wouldn't have liked all of it, but it's okay.
yeah, it's a time.
And then she says, there's also a really great book about burnout and management of burnout that would be a great gift for anyone working in that field. Yes, because the suicide rate of people in any sort of care, healthcare, animal care, the rate of that shit, of suicide and all that, important to talk about managing your mental health.
Yeah, and if you're going to start volunteering at a shelter or a rescue, learn how to read people in that, like, the ones who often seem like they're in control of the situation are just total idiots. And the ones who are the loners, like, learn how to find the people who know what the fuck they're talking about. They're either going to be the loners who are usually ostracized or the weirdos and kind of off on their own, just kind of doing shit because no one else will listen to them.
You know what I
Or
always
they're going to be
thought?
completely in control of the situation, be like, I command this room. And
Yeah.
like, it all depends on if they have a support system that is willing to give them the authority that they deserve.
You know what I always thought too? You know how Brandon really got really ostracized? I'm not saying he's like the best person in the world.
No,
or
but he was a
anything,
good employee.
But he was better than the rest. That's
Yeah.
for sure. I know
He was a good
I know
employee.
he wasn't like all up in the front doing all the donation stuff.
Well,
or
and I know
whatever,
that
but did his
he tried to
job.
get you in trouble with some shit, which was completely untrue. But like,
But
despite all that, he was still he got his fucking job done.
Yeah, but chances are he just thought I was gonna fall into being like one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He didn't know who I was.
Yeah.
Like that.
He got his fucking job done. And see, that is precisely why, like, those
do
other
say
two
that
should
there
have
was
known
things
that I
he
didn't have a
needed to work
problem with
on.
them just because.
Well, look, he had to work on stuff. Yeah, he
Yeah.
needed to do more enrichment with the dogs. He did have extra time on his hands that he could have spared, right?
Yeah.
He definitely needed to be more hands-on with them and getting to know them and trying to help them, like, get homes.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about a basic,
But some
like,
people are
employee,
going to
he
excel.
never deserved
Some
a raise.
people are going to
that's for
excel
sure,
at cleaning and maintaining things, and some people are going to excel at the interpersonal aspects of the animals. Sure, I could clean cages and shit, but what I really excelled at was domesticating cats, was, working with troubled cats who had cage aggression or were semi-ferals or even some straight up fucking feral motherfuckers. Like,
Right. She says, Here's another one. You want to talk about most forgotten animals. What do you think the most forgotten animals?
Guinea pigs.
Small animals, yes. Not only are cats really forgotten, but a lot of shelters take in small animals.
The smaller the animal, the more likely they are to get forgotten.
Right. So the small animals such as your rabbits, your guinea pigs, rats, mice, things like that.
You can almost always bet that there's cats and dogs in a shelter though, so that's safe to donate that food.
Yes.
If you're trying to
Call
donate
and
small
ask.
rodent food,
Yeah.
ask what rodents
Do you
they
guys have a program that is for small animals such as rabbits, guinea pigs, rodents, any of those sorts of things, and see what they say. They may say, or birds or anything like that.
Yeah.
See what they say, see what they have, and then go, awesome, I'm looking to bring in some donations for them, because you know what? They're the most forgotten and they never really get any donations at all. Okay.
Yeah.
And so it's usually all out of pocket when it comes to the shelter taking care of those.
And
those
as a result,
creatures.
we take in less of them.
Yes, and they do take in less of them because they don't have enough money to create bigger spaces. They don't have
Which is funny because you don't even
we
need
don't
that
have
much
enough
of a bigger
resources
space. Like I said,
or
the smaller the
kennels.
animal, the more you can fit in a certain amount
Sure,
of space.
but you also, like, say for example, like the rabbit hutches and stuff.
Yeah.
Those were built. Those were hand built, right? So you have to pay someone to come in
Yeah,
and build
if you're
structures,
skilled
or
at
you
building
build the
structures yourself, you could also seriously
Donate
help by
time.
like donating time
Donating
and building
time to
structures
build
for, like, animals
structures.
and
Yeah.
all that sort of shit.
Yeah, like what was it? They had a handyman on staff, but like
He sucked.
he didn't suck.
He didn't want to do his job.
He had like heart problems. There's a lot of shit that was going on. They should have hired a second person to help him.
Sure.
And then maybe
I once asked him if he could help me move this thing from X to Y. He looked at me and he fucking laughed. And then I was like, okay, motherfucker. And then I moved it by myself. And he was like, whoa.
I don't know why he always.
I think it was a
treated you guys
goddamn
like that.
cage bank.
Maybe
Like,
I don't know
not
why
on
though.
wheels either.
Maybe that's why he laughed at you, because he was like, we have to put it on something. Because
Right,
they usually
but
put it
that's,
on those things.
Like literally, I could have lifted it if he can just put it. I just needed a second pair of hands so we can like scoot it like 3 feet.
I don't think that he was laughing as in like we
And I
couldn't
don't know
do
if it
I'm
was a
thinking he's
cage bank
thinking
or
he
if it was the
personally don't
filing
think he
cabinets.
wants to do
Was
that.
it might have been I don't know. It was either the cage bank or was the filing cabinets. Either way, he looked at me and he fucking laughed in my face, didn't even answer, and I was like, okay. And so I turned right around. I went in that fucking closet. I shut the door and I did it by myself by bracing my back up against the wall and just pushing with my feet. And I fucking got it done in 30 seconds. And then he checked back in later and he's like, oh well, I would have done it if you had asked. I was like, I did fucking ask you.
She also says donating toilet paper rolls and stuff like that
Oh,
makes
yeah.
But like
Donating bleach.
okay, you can donate that stuff, but also like the rolls itself, like the after you use your toilet paper.
Oh yeah, those are the cardboard rolls on the inside. Like you can donate those too because they're
For
good
small
for
animals.
Small animals.
They'll make good enrichment. You can even do this. This is a fun one. If you take it for guinea pigs or something, or a rabbit. So if you take a toilet paper roll that's been used, you can put stuff in it like hay or like, treats or whatever. So if it's hay, you could just put it in there
It's a little
like
Kong
that.
for them.
Yeah, you just put it in there like that for them, and that's fine. You could just chuck it in there. If you have things that are a little bit more like they're like pebbly like stuff, and you want them to be like trying to rip it open and get into it, you can fold in the corners, like fold it in so it's like enclosed. So they have
It's a
to
little
rip
puzzle
it.
for 'em.
Yeah, they have to rip it apart in order to get to their food on the inside. It's fun. That
Good
one's a good
enrichment.
one.
Oh, you can do that with like paper towel roll, the cardboard rolls from inside a paper towel too.
You can. Those are very large, so it's more like a bunny for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah,
Or a ferret.
a ferret. They might get stuck in it though.
Yeah, but that's why you make
It's
it
okay.
extra hard, tuck in those edges and shit.
Make sure they have to rip it apart. Cheyenne said that Steve was really on her side after they hired the replacement. After they're like, we have to demote Cheyenne. We have to find any reason to demote Cheyenne. And they were like, she doesn't know how to manage things. And then,
Damn. Well, all
and
right.
does she not know
Steve
how to
wins
manage
a few
things?
points in my book then.
But yeah, he was
He
really on her
certainly
side.
wasn't the worst. Ebony. Lori H.
Little call out, but okay. I don't know who was the worst in that situation.
Bro, I don't even know, because one of them is just fucking dumb and
One
malicious.
is dumb, and then
and
the other
one
one
is
is
smart
like,
and
you're
malicious.
smart, but like you are taking too much time to try to do anything.
It's like, what's better, a dumb person in power or a smart person in power? But they're both equally like bad.
But she wasn't in like the highest position of power, so like, though she was okay. Look, after Cheyenne left, right? It's the way Ebony does things to get things accomplished is the problem. It's not that she doesn't want to per se accomplish. She used to work in those positions. Like she used to like not be where she was. Okay, not saying she was like a grunt worker, but like what I'm saying is that she wasn't necessarily in that power before, and the way she does it, because she has to deal with the board in order to change rules and stuff.
The board fucking sucks too.
Yes, agreed. But the way it's done and how it's
It might as well be the fucking capital
like,
from the Hunger
it's
Games.
it's like the government. It's the same way. It's a smaller government form, right? And so it's dumb how they have to do things to get approved. You know what I mean? So if she's like trying to get things approved, pretty much she needs stupid shit to happen in order to be like evidence, right? And then do this thing to correct it, you know? And then they go, I don't think that thing will correct it. And then she goes, okay. And then, you know, it's a lot of back and forth stupidity. Reasons why when Cheyenne left and she goes, what could we have done better? Cheyenne went off, right? She smiled at her and said, thank you. That's why. She's not inherently the worst person in the world, per se. She's dumb.
Oh, I'm not saying she's the worst person in the world. I just don't fucking like her.
She's dumb, and I wish she would be more ballsy and on our sides, yes. But, and not so like, whenever she's called, the biggest con I ever had with her is when she did that whole stupid circle with everyone and was like, we're going to talk shit about each other and then go and talk, whatever. And then I said something about her, and then she was pissed. I said, you can't start this circle and then get mad. That's ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
Like, what the fuck? Okay, anyways. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like she could have said it in a better way. Like, if she was trying to say, like, I see where you're saying, but there's a lot of things on the background that you don't get to see very much. So, like, you know, if we want to have a conversation about that and why I don't necessarily always follow through with things or whatever the fuck it was I said or whatever, we can. It's just, it's a little bit more complicated than I feel like you think it is, right?
Yeah.
Instead of what she snarkily said to me.
Bro, well, and she also, like, she will literally say what you want about her pros and her cons. The way that she deals with her employees, like, she fucking gaslights them. Like,
I'm not, yeah, there's a lot of
Cheyenne
cons.
never
There's a
walked
lot
out of her
cons with
office
her.
feeling like a sane person. She
No,
would
there's
be
a
like,
lot of cons.
am I crazy? Like, am I making, like, I'm so confused. And I'm like, bro, no, she just spun circles around you. That's insane.
I'm not saying there wasn't a shit ton of cons. I don't think that she was that great of a manager. If you're gonna be honest, she picked sides, right? She fucking, you know, she did stupid shit. Like once she said, hey, you guys can play that joke. I think it's funny. And then you get reprimanded for playing the joke that you then approved.
Right.
I asked for permission
We
to play around.
We literally brought this to your attention that someone's spreading rumors about us and now we want to fuck with them a little. Like,
Right. And I said, is it okay if I do?
these
Blatantly lays out the plan.
Yeah.
And she
We
goes,
literally covered her ass.
sure thing. That sounds
Even
funny.
laughed at it. Did you get, because I didn't get reprimanded.
No, we got told to like, I don't know. I don't know what happened. It was because I tried. So the joke was to try it because they said that me and you were like,
They said that
up.
you were cheating on Cheyenne with
Right,
me.
not happening.
In closets.
In closets.
In nasty ass, dirty ass, decrepit fucking closets with spiders in the corners. These closets are fucking triangle
Shit
shaped.
you not, we just made a clubhouse with dog beds and we're eating like ramen noodle cups or some shit.
Oh my god, it was the best time ever. I was gonna bring like a little dartboard in there, and then I was gonna bring like a TV screen.
It would have been fucking cool. No one was using those
Because
areas.
here's the thing, like the break room is right next to the lobby, and I have volume
It's not
control
even
issues,
that.
right? And
It's
like
not even that. It's like the break room was for neurotypical people, and like that area
Straight
was for
up.
like neurodivergent
right,
people.
exactly. Like
It
the
was
break room,
quieter.
it's
It
quieter,
was
it's
much more
dimmer,
dark. Yeah,
right? And
you can
also,
do your own
like,
thing.
you
No
can
one's trying to talk
right,
to you.
and there's not like an echo factor. You're not echoing
It's
down the
okay
lobby.
that you're weird
I
and
literally
alone
got
in
in
the
trouble
corner.
for being too loud on my breaks sometimes. Like it was helpful to be
They often
down the
got mad
ramp.
at us.
Like
yeah.
if we're down there on the lower level in one of those abandoned closets anyway, like I don't see a
We are
problem.
live streaming.
We are
Don't
live
get in the
streaming.
king.
I don't see a problem with like laying out some dog beds and like
Right.
we're not slacking. This is literally where I go for my lunch break, you know? Like
And then if people can completely leave the facility, why do I? It was weird when they made that rule. You have to take your lunch in the lunch break room, but I could leave the facility still.
yeah. Wild. Technically you can't get in trouble legally for it.
I guess. I mean, legally, no.
Are the muscles popping?
What muscles am I looking for? Not even in an offensive way.
He
I'm
meant,
just
like,
trying to
chest muscles.
Like,
are you
we
looking
trying
for
to
arm
flex
muscles,
what?
neck muscles? Like
Collarbone
identify
muscles.
it.
Oh, let me see again.
Collarbones are not muscles. Those are
no. There's
bones.
not muscles. They are bones. But if you're what you're looking to pop that area more is your shoulders.
Sorry for choking live stream.
Because if this pops more, it'll just look in her
she goes
chest a little
collarbone
too.
muscle. I said
It's
that's
not
a
muscle.
bone.
Cheyenne says reading to animals, right? Talking to them,
Oh,
sitting with them.
I would sing to the animals all the time.
She said the break room also always smelled like animal shit. Fun fact, did you know
Yeah,
that the places that you store animal food in the fridge cannot be the same as where people store their food? Why?
It's like a cross-contamination thing. Isn't that why we had 2 fridges anyway? Although people didn't fucking listen to that shit. Also, that floor towel's supposed to get re-hung on the bathtub when we're done with it so Sirius doesn't pee on it. Oh, okay.
I don't know what we're talking about. He's here for like 3 days and he's
Fucking
getting reamed.
siblings. Well, no, listen, it makes me feel better because that happens when I come home and I'm like, bro, what the fuck?
I'm glad I don't shed that much. I'm a very hairy person, though. Don't get me wrong. I shave, but I don't shed. So I'm not saying I wouldn't leave hair behind. It would just be for different reasons.
Yeah.
Like my face is weird.
Oh my god, I didn't notice that you shaved.
It's kind of weird. It's not that weird. It's a little weird.
Is that Wiggy?
She said, no, there's lo-fi playing.
No, it sounded like that.
No, but also there's weird howls that come from the street because of the cars moving. She said there's rules against it. Like that's what the doctor's office I worked for got in trouble for. Animals' meds can't be in the person's fridge either. Yeah, in a work setting, like it makes sense to try to keep everything separate. For like probably legal reasons. It's probably more so that like some dumbass doesn't go in the fridge and like eat cat food or take cat medication and then sues them, you know? It's probably why. If I had to guess. Because it's usually always for like dumb people's like, what are you texting? What are you doing?
It's the cousin group chat. We're slandering Tristan.
Slandering him? That's
Well,
so
we're not
mean.
even slandering him. We're just posting embarrassing photos of him, but everyone's calling
What
it
is up with
Tristan
his
slander.
hair, bro?
Oh, one of the cousins braided his hair because his hair is long enough to braid.
They
they
maybe
were
should have
like-
done a single braid. The double braid
They were like,
looks
"You look
he's trying.
Swedish."
Yeah, something's wrong. He's
This-
either
it all
he looks
started
like
because I posted a photo of him cuddling with Teddy while they were taking naps.
it looked like he was trying to be like from the hood, but a white boy. You know what I mean? Like he was like, "This is what."
It was literally, I think it was just Emmeline.
No, like it's like this is my braids, but like not actual like
Uh,
like real
yeah,
good braids.
but like, I think it was either Kate or it was
And it
Emmy.
was just him,
one of the
like, French
two. They
braiding.
just braided his hair and then they looked at him and they were like, "You look like a little Swedish boy or something."
No, you don't see what I'm.
I see what you're saying, but
Yes, maybe a Swedish boy.
I was
but
picturing like
I'm thinking that he thinks that he got set up and like spent a lot of money to like get braids, and then it was like little French braids that were not actual braids.
wild times.
She says it's some HIPAA thing. I swear it's probably just because there's got to be some idiot that would like accidentally eat or take something for an animal and cause problems.
Right.
She says her back hurts today. I'm sorry. Take your medications. It's been days because you've been wanting to not take your medications.
Yeah, you're wild, Cheyenne.
I get her wanting to take it as needed, but I think it's learning, right?
I think
If the
you-
limit is 3 days, then you take it preemptively, right? That's the limit. So every
Also, like, I
3
think you need to
days-
lower your standard. It's as needed for normal people, not as
Well,
needed
no,
for Cheyenne
It can
people.
be as needed for her, and what it could be is every 3 days, every 2 days, something like that. It doesn't have to be every day if she doesn't
Sure,
want it
that's
to.
fair.
But it's like creating her own regimen that works for her pain and her needs.
Yeah.
She doesn't have to go based, like, I mean, yes, if she wants to feel zero pain, no nothing, at all. She says the limit does not exist.
Is that a Mean Girls reference?
Is it Mean Girls? Yeah, right? 'Cause
Yeah,
she
it's
does
a fucking the limit does not exist because the
whole
math competition.
Yeah.
And the only reason I'm recognizing that is because of the Mean Girls musical. Like, I have it singing in my head right now.
That's funny. Yeah, she said Mean Girls. Mean Girls.
Your fucking youngest child, Cheyenne, I swear to God.
What?
She is terrifying. Okay, I'm down in the
She
kitchen.
keeps
No.
jump scaring
Listen,
everyone.
no. Don't spoil it. Listen. I'm in the fucking kitchen. Bart has made
Okay,
some
I gotta
potatoes
go
for me.
pee. You
Can I
can't
get
even be on the fucking camera. No, not until I come back.
Okay. Because holding it and I was like, ah.
You just put it down. Keep talking.
Yeah, I just forgot what I was talking about. Give me a second.
Youngest child.
Right, your fucking youngest child is insane. Like, she's terrifying. I'm just downstairs, and Bart was very kind and made me some fucking potatoes. So I'm just, like, literally facing the stove and, like, I don't know, eating potatoes like a fucking gremlin. Like, I'm, like, hunched over. Might as well be a horror movie. Might as well be Blair Witch Project. I don't fucking know, right? Well, because I'm so focused on eating these potatoes, right? I'm not at all paying attention to like my surroundings around me, but I know Bart's in the kitchen, right? I can hear him puttering around. Your daughter fucking taps me on the shoulder. I did not see her. I did not hear her. I didn't feel a whoosh of air. There was nothing. She was just suddenly fucking there. She tapped me on my shoulder. I turned my head around, startled as hell because what the fuck? I didn't know something was next to me. And then like fucking tired with her hair up and kind of messy because she's trying to get it curled or whatever for the middle of the night, right? She's got like bags under her eyes because she's tired. And she says to me, like looks me dead in the eyes and with the voice of like a deathly ill small Victorian child goes, "I'm dying." And I was like, holy fucking shit, Violet, what the fuck are you from? Goddamn Sixth Sense? What's happening here? Like, Jesus Christ, child. And so she like gets a good laugh out of that. And she's like, "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to scare you." And I was like, Jesus, like you just made no sound, no movement, and you were just there like a fucking ghost. And she's like, "Oh, well, I'm going to go to the bathroom." And she leaves the kitchen, right? And like, I have registered that she has left the kitchen. And so I'm like, okay. And I get back to my potatoes and stuff. And I shit you not, like, I don't know how she went to the bathroom so fucking fast, but in less than 2 minutes, arms wrap around me, like from behind. And I again did not register her approaching me. There was no sound. There was no air movement. There was no nothing, right? There was no shadows or changes in the light. Just suddenly there were arms wrapping around me from behind. Like when Caden and Violet like switch arms and like one's the other one has to like go with it. It was like that. And it was fucking terrifying. I went, holy fucking shit, Violet, you gotta wear a goddamn bell or something. And she like starts cackling. She's like, "Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you." Bart's laughing his ass off because it scared the shit out of him too. That man's from Vietnam. Well, he's not from Vietnam, but like that man went to Vietnam and like
You said that so wrong. He's from Vietnam. That changed his race like completely.
Yeah, it really did. No, that man like has PTSD flashbacks from Nam, and you're over here just being a little ghost child throughout our entire fucking house.
Oh, ghost bitch.
Terrified. You think you're scared of him? He's scared of you.
If I take this off, do you think I'd be able
Did
to
Cheyenne
see?
say anything while I was telling my story?
She says, well, one, for the mean girls thing, she says, I'm a cool mom, right? She says, your mom scares me like that all of the time. And then she also said, it's dysentery.
It's dysentery. No, it's seasonal depression. No, it's dysentery. Yeah, so that's a fucking time. Your child, fucking terrifying. Little ghost child. Quieter than goddamn Danny Phantom.
I like to take things apart sometimes, see how they work.
While you're doing that, can I hit the joint?
Hold on.
Okay. Wow. He's getting violent over here.
I'm getting this shit off.
He's getting violent.
I love Danny Phantom. Why are we talking about Danny Phantom?
Because he goes through walls like a ghost and is like quiet. And I was saying that Violet's quieter than goddamn Danny Phantom when she just suddenly appears.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I only ever saw like a handful of Danny Phantom episodes. We should get that.
It's good. It's not bad. It's pretty good.
Yeah, we should get that on the list.
How
Watch
many
it.
layers does this
Bro, I
have?
want to see. Let me see.
I've gone through 2 and there's a 3rd.
I'm so... Let me see this.
What if I just unravel this so much? It's just, that's what it was made out of.
Right? That'd be wild.
Just a bunch of plastic.
Like
layered like
a
that.
lollipop stick where you just keep unraveling it and it's just like rolled up paper.
No, okay. This has to be the end of
I just want to hit it.
it. Hit it.
Yeah. I just want to be like, you're a deceiver. And like, you know, interrogate it and hit it. And be like, who the fuck are you?
Who the fuck are you? Underneath it all, it was black anyway. So, I don't know. They could have just put a sticker on it. They didn't have to like.
Oh my god, it's like Dr. Horrible sing-along blog when she's like, sometimes when you see past that surface layer, there's something deeper underneath that. And then Billy's like, yeah, and sometimes past that layer, there's an even deeper 3rd layer that's the same as the 1st layer. Like pie.
Like pie. Wow. So specific.
I can't believe you guys don't care for Dr. Horrible sing-along blog. I know it's a little cheesy, but it's so fucking good. Bro. And they got a good cast going. They have the dude from Big Bang Theory. They got the guy from Castle. They have fucking Felicia Day. They've got Neil Patrick Harris. That's a pretty baller cast.
I'll clean it up. It's a fidget now at this point because I like to like push the gunk off.
Yeah.
It's how smooth as a baby's bottom.
Yeah.
But right now it bothers me. It's sticky.
Icky sticky.
Yes, icky sticky. Exactly. She says she has to tell us a story later. I assume she cannot share it on social media for some reason. Not sure why.
I
What?
haven't found any good fanfics lately.
I'm so sorry.
I've been running through a spell
Wait,
of like
is there
shittily
specific-
written one. Yeah, it's like a specific ship in a specific fandom. And
Give
I'm not
me the
saying that
ship,
there's-
give me the fandom.
It's Steady in Stranger Things. Steve and Eddie.
case anyone that may or may not see this, Steve and Eddie.
Listen,
They
I'll
have to
find
watch
more.
so far into this.
I'll
to
find.
be able to
I know,
give you a
right?
suggestion.
I'll find more.
If someone gives you a suggestion,
I'm really good at looking through AO3.
for this type of fanfic,
Oh,
then
really?
I'll know they're a real one because they
Right.
had to make it an hour and a half into this to be like, you know what?
And
I
they
should give
also
this person suggestions.
they
for this
know
fan.
what's up. I'm sure I'll find more. It's just that like, look, when there's like over 80,000 fucking fics, and you're looking through like all of them, you're bound to come across a streak of not so well written ones. It's hard to find the really well written ones sometimes, but when you do, it's so goddamn worth it. Like, I had Cheyenne read a fic or whatever, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have you read a couple fics. I'm gonna take your temperature on them. That'll help me learn what you like in a plot, what you don't like, all that sort of stuff, right? And I gave her like my first one, and it was my best one, honestly. I gave her the best one first, and she's like, oh yeah, this is actually pretty decent, you know? I didn't initially like Steady, but I can kind of see this, right? And I was like, I fucking know, right? I was so excited.
You gotta watch Frontier. I feel like they would have good fanfics.
They have only 80 fics on AO3.
Of Frontier.
Straight up, any rating, general, teen, explicit, or mature, or unrated, there's only like 80.
So it could
it's
still be worthwhile.
Oh yeah, I'm not saying don't look at the fics. I'm just saying it's sad because typically you want there to at least be a few thousand.
Well, listen,
to have like a good variety.
They ended up.
It's a small fandom though, you know, and that happens with small fandoms sometimes. So you just take what you can fucking get.
Yeah, they didn't really. Get
There's
a chance
one
to
fandom
grow.
I have that only has like 7 fucking fanfics. It kills me. Kills me every fucking time. Do I go back and still read them? Yes. Do I want more? Yes. Will I get more? Probably not. Am I devastated? Yes. Am I going to do this
You
to myself
write it.
again? Yes. Because I can't write. I can only proofread.
Why can't you write?
But like, see, it's hard. I had to explain this shit to Nicole.
Is it because
too.
the whole
Me and Nicole were gonna like write a book potentially, right? And so she had started. I was like, bro, I can't like spit out the content, but what I can do is I can correct the content and make it sound better. I can make it flow better. I can make it sound like a real fucking book or whatever, right?
See, you
So
would be
she
the
had
editor
to write
the
the
writer.
story, and then I had to like.
You would just be the editor to the writer. Then.
Well, and if you're going by fanfic terms, that's more so. It's not even so much beta reading because it's more just like grammar and shit. It would be alpha reading, which is like not only do you correct the grammar and maybe some of the wording, but also like you're giving them ideas for plot points in the story, or this seems out of character, this seems in character, da 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 da. That's another thing. It's real hard sometimes to find some fanfic that's in character, especially if you're looking at like a relationship with like 2 or more males, like, because a lot of the time, and you know, if it's your thing, it's your thing. Not personally my thing. A lot of the time I feel some of the characters get made to be like pretty out of character because they get like baby girlified, if that makes sense.
She says that she could. Cheyenne says she could spit out some content for sure.
Bro, we're gonna make so much fanfic.
Bro, listen. All I know is that once we're finally traveling and shit and whatever with everyone, then it's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit because we'll have a lot more down time.
I kind of want
we
to like
do in January. We do need to like come back around and really get maintenance done.
yeah.
Like after this stint, like we do have to come back around, get things done. I have to do taxes and everything, you know.
Yeah. I kind of want to like all my really good favorite bookmarked fanfics. I want to like hand copy them down into a journal somewhere because I have trauma from AO3 of my favorite fics getting deleted like years later. Some of the times it makes sense. There was this one Welcome to Night Vale fanfiction that was so goddamn good, and it was an AU, and it was amazing. I fucking love it, and I
need to
still
trim
love
my
it to this
hair,
day.
trim my hair, trim
The
my
fucking author decided that they were gonna maybe make a book of their own.
yeah.
So their like legal team recommended, hey, take down the fanfic so that it's not connected to this actual or like content that is not your content anymore, you know, so that you can make it a real like original work. And so the person deleted that fanfic or whatever, or like removed that content. And then I think like a few months later or a couple years later, they did repost the first like 5 chapters out of like, I think what was like maybe 12 chapters or somewhere between 8 and 12
I think
chapters.
Cheyenne would be a good writer. She says she can.
She'll
She'll mix. She said,
Ugh.
I can mix tropes and use lots of classic references.
I should have printed that fucking fan fiction out because now it's lost forever because that person, their book has never come out.
Are you reading to her later?
What's happening? What?
She said, and I don't know who she's telling this to, and I feel like it's you because we're talking about your fanfic. She said you should read to her later.
I should read to Vi?
No, Cheyenne.
Oh, I should read to you?
Yes, to Cheyenne, not to me. I don't want to hear it.
I feel like I could find fanfic you would like. You would probably like plot heavy, potential actual alternate universe.
I have a hard time with fanfics. Not that I wouldn't, and not that I haven't, but also I do not like really raunchy stuff.
I know, and that's why
into,
I would probably
romantic.
I would
things.
give you probably mostly teen or mature rated fics because you're not there for like the details of the spice. You
I'm
just
not
kind of
saying it couldn't, but like what I'm saying is that
you don't want it to be a heavy focus.
Well, yeah, I guess, but like what I'm saying is that like you could be as detailed as you wanted in those scenes and it could be really explicit and whatever. My point is that I really care about the genuine like connection and growth rather than like it's just some like whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying, but also like when you find good like spicy fanfic, it's not like those romance novels. Like the genuine connection comes from that.
Yeah.
So, but like if like see the kind of fanfic I would recommend to Shy is very different from the kind of fanfic I would recommend to you.
That.
For you, I would give you like most of the fics I would give you would probably be teen or mature rated, not because it's like, oh, he can't handle it, but because those ones tend to focus more on plot and like the explicit ones tend to be explicit because like, you know, people are looking for explicit. So they want to like
that's the thing is like, I don't care if it's explicit.
Now, sometimes like, a fanfic is explicit because there's
content.
graphic depictions of violence or because there's major character death.
No, I know. Yeah,
right.
Sure.
Explicit isn't always like sex or whatever, but like,
no, I know that.
But yeah, so like probably like I would give you like really plot focused fanfics that have a lot of like interpersonal
like what she's
growth.
saying is like if you're gonna give an actual like description and like an accurate term for a fanfic term would be more fluff than anything, right? If they're talking about it, like
I don't think you want just fluff either. Though.
No, it doesn't have to be just that, sure, but it definitely has to be more focused on like the characters and like connection and like sure if something raunchy happened that's whatever,
but there isn't much of a correlation between fluff and that or spice and that, right?
Yeah,
like
no,
that's pretty across the board.
If you're gonna talk about it though, like technically I'd prefer it over.
You're more into just plot, right?
Yeah.
Like you don't want a PWP, which is a porn without plot. Like you care about the story more so.
Well, like the connection of the actual, like if it's like it has to mean something, right? Because like even if it's just relationship focused, even if it's just that,
like for me, even when I'm reading
something.
For me, even if I'm reading something specifically because of like the spiciness of it, right? I like one of my favorite tags is technically the porn is the plot.
No.
There are some fics where the porn is the plot.
I wouldn't like it though.
You know, it's not for you. It's for me, Kaden. I'm not talking about for you. This is for me. But that's what I'm saying is it's one of my favorite like tags. It's like technically the porn is the plot.
Well, that's the point though. Like I don't want that to be the plot.
No, I know.
Like
again,
I get it.
I would give you like plot heavy, character development wise.
Because I'm not trying to read a porno. Like that's the thing.
I know.
I'm not like because even if it had raunchy scenes like that, to me, I am not reading it
for
like
the
that.
spice.
It's not. It's not even like remotely like anything like that. Most people like when they're reading fanfics.
No,
like,
if I was gonna give you a fan fiction, I'd give you a fan fiction with a story to
I'm
tell.
saying most people like will like I don't know, like fucking Levi, especially like hot and bothered kind of situation.
Okay, well,
Like,
here's the thing. That's kind of like
even if I was reading something
okay.
that would
I see where you're
cause for
getting that like
I
impression.
know that's not what it's for.
But it's not even the majority of the fandom that's
No.
like that. I would argue actually the majority of the fandom prefers the more story intensive fanfics
Yeah.
that are cutesy or fluffy or not even cutesy or fluffy, but just like really plot heavy and character
Yeah.
development or even angst. There is such a like demographic for hurt and comfort and angst and stuff. Oh my gosh. And then there's the really masochistic people who love to read like major character death. Like the people who are there like for specifically and only the spice is a very small portion. And even the people who are there mainly for the spice is honestly comparatively a very small portion, but they tend to be the loudest, right? So then you talk to people about fan fiction and everyone thinks that fan fiction is just so that you can like get your rocks off, and it's not. Like fan fiction honestly can be something that's so healing. Like if you have a show that got canceled on a goddamn cliffhanger, don't worry. All the other people who are suffering with you, they're going to write you a fucking fix-it fic. It's going to be okay. They're going to give you that ending that you never got to have. They're going to give you the closure you didn't get to have, right? Like, or if, like, sometimes TV shows, they make a big fucking mistake, right? Like, Cheyenne stopped watching The Walking Dead because her favorite character got killed off and shit. That would be an instance where it's like, boo, I got you. Here's a fix-it fic where he doesn't get killed off, but that other guy gets killed off instead. There you go. You can be happy now. Live in your own little fantasy world. Like,
Yeah, watch someone say something like that to you in public. Like, I can't believe that ending. She's like, what do you mean the ending?
right, literally.
What do you mean? That's not what happened.
See, and like, so I understand that you have a hard time because you're like, oh, it's not part of the actual source material, your official
That
material.
also matters.
I understand that that's hard for you, right? And it's hard for me too if
When
they're
I
out
would
of character.
read, like,
That's why
that
you have to
kind
be
of
very
stuff-
careful to be
Well,
able
no,
to
when I
filter
would
that out.
read that kind of stuff, like fanfic related stuff, it was about things like it was like shifts of like people in like K-pop groups or something like that. And the reason why that was okay is because it was like there's
Right.
never any
You were
background
done with
detail
RPS,
to you that I
right.
will ever really know that it's gonna be like story altering. Like I'll read this stuff and it's because I want it to be so plot heavy and all of that kind of stuff that if for I'm gonna watch the fucking show later on, none of that stuff ever happened. Like it's not like correlating. None of, you know what I mean? It's not like I guess if you can argue and it makes sense in the fanfic, we are in an alternate universe. I could probably get behind one of those, right?
Right.
Probably
Well,
a
and
little
again,
easier.
that's why I was saying if I were to give you a fanfic, I'd give you like an alternate, like a coffee shop AU.
Cheyenne says that you should watch Zach and Mary make a porno.
Okay. And I believe it's Zach and Miri.
Mary, whatever. I don't care.
But yeah.
She
so,
also said that she said, oh, it's like what we were kind of talking about. Some people are strictly into it for the burn and lead up to the porn. Kaden would be completely
Right.
opposite.
Yeah, again, like you really want more of a story with something to say. And also, it's probably better if it's an alternate universe because then you can further remove yourself from the original source material and not have such a problem with it. But also, like, part of the reason you probably have a problem with that, or at least part of the reason most people have a problem with, like, oh, but this isn't the actual source material or the actual official material, is because a lot of fanfic authors, while they try, at least some of the time they're gonna get a character out of character. Now, if you've been doing it for a long time and you know what the fuck you're doing and you've really honed your craft, there are some authors who are fucking fantastic at what they do. And I'm like, holy shit, that was very in character right fucking there. And I appreciate that. But you also, like, as a reader, opposed to the as opposed to an author, as a reader you have to like hone your craft in being able to wade through the waters and spot the gems from the bullshit. Like it's insane. And that's why like I'm like, Levi, don't look for fanfic on your own. I will find you like some good fanfic.
It's not that like
and start you off, and then I'll teach you how to filter it on your own.
Yeah.
Well, and there are some really, that's another reason why I really like it. It's also really important, the way, in my opinion, the website that you were using for fan fiction.
You
right?
should just start
Because
sending him some things. You could send him fluff. He'd be fine with that too.
I need him to finish the last 3 episodes of Stranger Things before I can send him any of the fics I've been reading.
Just tell him to finish it then.
I have the hard drive.
Isn't it Stranger Things?
Oh,
on,
right,
like,
it is on Netflix. Okay, anyway,
his
but
grandma probably has Netflix.
yeah, but so like, yeah. So, like, I also would say that it really matters, like, what website you're on, right? One of the originals, like, one of the roots of fanfic is fanfic.net, which I would say I appreciate it for being a pioneer of its time. I would not go there for super good fanfic. And if you're going to find super good fanfic there, you must be a fucking pro and you're really good at digging deep. That's where like a lot of people went when they were like baby fic writers. And then there was a whole upheaval. There's a lot of history to the fanfic websites. There's
this is going wild.
It's a whole
in
fucking
the
thing.
train of
It's
conversation.
a whole fucking thing. Okay.
The description of this live stream is gonna have to be insane.
Yeah. So, and then like Wattpad. Now here's the thing. I'm gonna one of the reasons I'm glad that I don't show my face on your fucking videos is because if they ever get popular, I'm gonna get fucking blasted for this. I don't like Wattpad. Like,
Oh, well, fucking opinions are opinions. Fuck
I know,
off.
but like, so in my opinion, okay, yes, you can find some good fix on Wattpad if you know what you're doing, and yes, that is kind of what you have to know what you're doing for any of these websites. I would say that like in terms of difficulty of finding good fics that are well written, don't have much in the way of grammar errors or spelling errors, and also don't have like terribly long drawn out run-on sentences, which ironically enough I'm doing right now while I speak. Like all of those things that make a fanfic kind of cringy or not so good, or like can mark, oh, you're a baby writer. Like, this is why we beta read, guys. This is why we fucking beta read. But no, everyone wants to die like Barb or die like da-da-da. No beta read. Anyway. Okay. Point is, I would say it's a lot more difficult to find an actually good fanfic on fanfic.net than it is on Wattpad. And I would say the same for Wattpad than AO3. Like, I think the easiest and best and most extensive website that has fanfic, and there are other fanfic websites out there. Those are just like, I'd say like the main three, and they're the three that I know the most about. AO3 is not just extensive.
She's trying to give me a list of things for this. She said peak video opinions, shelter worker struggles, how you can help, sprinkle in some fanfic.
Discussion of fan fiction culture. Yeah, fucking yeah, and so AO3 I really
She's
appreciate
a real one. She's like, I'll
because
help you write
one,
that
the
description.
people who like I mean, I haven't super looked into the creators of AO3, but the message that they put up on their website and how they really like why they allow certain themes in their stories to be posted and they don't censor XYZ or whatever. Like, I like what they say they're about. I have not done a super deep dive, so you know, maybe we.
So if you can't
eventually
tell
find out
one of
those people's
Sierra's
stuff, but-
fun hyperfixations.
But listen, on top of that, they also have a fantastic organizational and filtering system. Okay,
Special
you can
interests.
sort by date. You can sort by the amount of kudos. You can sort by oldest to newest or newest to oldest. You can sort by word count. You can filter by word count. You can say, I don't want anything that's shorter than 200 words, but I don't want anything that's longer than 13,000 words.
All right, so
You can filter things that you want to include into a fic, whether it's a specific relationship or a specific character or specific popular common tags that are associated with whatever you just searched that you're now refining your filters for. You can also do the opposite and exclude those things. You can include certain
left.
You can include certain warnings, like I want graphic depictions of violence, or I want.
And then
major
I'm fucking up.
Oh no! And you can exclude graphic depictions
It's
of
because my
violence
phone's at
or
like
major character
16%.
death or
We're gonna
whatever.
have to end this.
Yeah,
But
like,
she said also include
you can
an ADHD survival guide to this conversation.
you can also search by like the rating. You can search by if it's like male on male or female on male or female on female or other on other or female on other. That usually means like monster fucking or alien fucking or whatever. You know, there's just if they just aren't typically human, they're other.
Okay.
And then
Sierra.
let's see, you can also exclude
Sierra.
crossovers. You can include crossovers. And my favorite thing, okay, hang on.
You gotta bring it back.
My favorite thing, you
We
can
went
also
on
sort
a
by language.
whole fucking
And you can also say, I don't want to read any fics that are unfinished, because that's the real kicker. Because a lot of people, they'll start writing fan fiction, but then they lose the steam and then they don't update it for like 6 years, or they just never update it and they abandon it. Awful, right? So if you don't want to have to accidentally encounter that, and you read a really good fanfic and then you get no ending, and then you don't have a fanfic to fix the lack of closure on the fanfic that was supposed to give you closure for the
my
show.
phone is gonna die
Okay.
before you finish speaking. You need to stop hyperfixation on a fucking special interest right now. Anyways, my ending to this is if you actually made it to the end of this, can you tell me, do you believe if she has autism or not?
Okay,
Because
listen,
at
that's
this point-
just the ADHD.
ADHD and autism, bro. Yes, this whole thing included the ADHD because it was
Okay,
a
but for
hot-ass
anyone who's
blind
listening,
fucking
like,
mess.
you can
She's
sort
gonna
so
go
that you
get
don't
diagnosed.
read
She does have ADHD.
unfinished fics.
No one cares at this point.
I care.
No, because it's 2 hours in. No one's made it this far. If they did, they too are autistic and have ADHD.
Or they're a dedicated fan.
Nah, no way I have fans like that yet at all.
No, but like 6 years later, someone
6
comes back
years
and they're like,
later,
wow,
they're
they were a
like,
hot fucking
What the
mess.
fuck? Anyways, she's gonna go get diagnosed possibly with autism too. So just what are your thoughts? What are your opinions?
We don't
Because
know. We don't know.
we don't know. You just hyper
Maybe I just seem
on a special interest like crack. That had to have been at least 20 minutes.
I just am trying to let people know that it's not what people tend to
She
think
said
right
you
off
made
the
the
bat.
mistake of starting to talk about hyperfixation. I didn't start that, bro. It just got in there somehow.
Listen, I just wanted people to know.
Someone
that it's
tell
not
me,
what
did
people
I start
initially
that
think.
conversation, or did she somehow someone slipped that shit in there and she ran with that shit as fast as she could?
We were talking. No, I slipped it in because I was like, I
See,
haven't
look
found
at-
any good fix lately.
See, boom. She started in.
I
It had to
started
been
it.
at least a half an hour long.
I started it.
Tangent part of that.
But you asked about it. You're like, what was it? And I was like, let me tell you everything.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, TISM. I want to say check, but we'll see on
We
an
don't
actual
know.
diagnosis.
It's depression and anxiety.
It is not. You probably have it because of it. You probably have those as a symptom. Anyways, it'll be fun to see results on that one. We're 14%. We could try to finish this. Let's get off the fanfic topic though, because you could literally
Talk for another hour about it.
die talking about it. That's how you know you got the TISM. Like you can die. I could die talking about
I'm
horses.
really excited. Listen, I'm really excited to get good at like reading Spanish, because then there are so many fanfics
See?
more that I can
What
read.
the fuck?
I'll be able to read other fanfics that I did not previously have access to.
No. See, that's how you know she is autistic. We've got one opinion, and that's from Cheyenne, obviously.
Rain pops on.
Rain pops on, yes. But also no.
No.
Because Rain is contradicting. Literally, she calls you autistic all the time, and then when you're like, I'm autistic, she was like, you're not diagnosed.
You can't do that. Also,
Didn't
like
you
she,
keep doing
like
that
they
to
didn't
her?
fucking do that, like before they were diagnosed for literal months. I literally told them, I was like, if you genuinely think so, then we should get you diagnosed. Like,
If you think you have social struggles and something's off about you, and you're just like, I don't know what's wrong here, maybe you should go consider talking to people just to, like, even if you don't think autism, that's fine. Just go talk to some people. If you think something's off and you don't know why, you don't understand why you don't fit in, just go talk to some people. That's fine. I'm sure even normal people feel like they don't fit in, and they don't know why, because everyone's different, technically. So, whatever. I don't know why she's like that. A little bit of a booty head sometimes. But that's okay. You are artistic, so we don't need her approval.
I'm very artistic.
Yeah, in more than one way.
I was just making a joke because it sounded like you put an R in there.
Artistic. Spanish fanfic proves it's learning a whole other language for your special interests too. That is true. You mash both your special interests together in that one.
Or I just
But she said it
today.
proves it though, so that It proves it as in you learned a whole other language just for the special interest, or, you know, the fact that language is a special interest of yours too. Like learning Spanish is like Duolingo in and of itself. She hyperfixates on that and she's gonna get back into it, I'm sure, again soon.
That's why I haven't started it back up, because I don't like, if I start it, I'm gonna go crazy on it, and like you guys can't afford for me to do that right now. So I have been holding off.
There's gonna be a moment when
It'll
we
drive
start
Cheyenne nuts.
traveling to our next campsite, which will probably be at Scott and Christina's for a little while. Not at their place, but like nearby. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that could be a moment where we take a week or two and you can play around on Duolingo. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because we have fixed up our stuff. We're ready to travel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We should have everything.
Well, and we're not going to be able to
situated.
do Duolingo with it, but I want like everyone to start learning ASL more. I've been like doing it more with Violet. She picks it up like it's fucking breathing air. So I've been having an easier time with like Vivi and stuff, but I'm also trying to throw signs in at Cheyenne when she needs to spell things or yada, yada, yada. We should have more game nights so we can do ASL game nights.
Yeah.
I think I once found a fanfiction that was in hieroglyphs.
Hieroglyphs? No. Hieroglyphic fanfics, the Egyptians.
Have a
and the
seat. Hang
fucking-
on, give me a second.
and the, what is it? The ancient ancestors and shit. Yeah, neurotypical people don't learn a language for a special interest, and they also don't take both special interests and be like,
We don't know that.
normal people like things. It's the
If none of us are
extent-
normal, then how do we know what normal people like, huh?
Listen, it's the extent to which you do it. It becomes self-hindering. You will not eat or drink or brush your teeth or care for yourself. That's how you know it's the problem.
normal basis.
You do, right? Do you understand? That's why that's normal people, right? Don't fixate so much that they forget about basic needs. That's how you know there's a difference.
No, but it's not just her. Like, it's so much effort to take care of myself. Like, just.
It is, sure,
So,
but
like, even if I'm doing nothing else, like, I just.
okay, because that's not a special interest of yours. It's not something that's deriving dopamine. And again, here, normal people don't need dopamine to do things, just to survive and like exist. Like they'll do it because it's good for them. Yeah. Also, I sent you a couple things on Facebook Messenger that you might want to look into. There's a girl, you know her, Elise Meyer. She has a book. Consider reading it.
Okay.
She's tistic. But like tistic in that kind of manner, like I didn't know I was tistic, but like, you know what? It doesn't fix it, but at least I can understand it a little bit more. You know what I mean? Because it's not about that. Like, not knowing it doesn't solve it, but it also is like, at least I kind of understand why I struggle.
What I really need is I need to take a break from the spice, and I need to just go for some slow burns. But like, slow burns are torturous. They're so good. The payoff is so good.
I think we're back on the fanfic shit again.
Sorry, yeah. I was contemplating. How to
She's
proceed.
not helping her case.
I also really need to get through the study fanfic so I can go back to my OT3 and finish those fanfics. I don't know what the ship name is for that group, but you know.
Also, normal people don't think about how many steps it takes to do one simple task like brush your teeth.
Look, I think that's just because America doesn't include a lot of critical thinking in our daily activities. That's not necessarily a neurodivergent.
No, it's literally, no, because you make it hard for yourself. Like, it's not even just like I'm critically thinking. It's like, they don't have to like, why would you have to critically think about brushing your teeth? You know what I'm saying?
Maybe you should.
Well, no,
The whole
there's no
point of
reason.
critical thinking is to think about things that you wouldn't naturally be inclined to think about. And
Okay, but like what I'm saying is the act of like to convince yourself to brush your teeth.
like I
You
critically
don't have
think
to
about
think
everything.
about all of the steps to brush your teeth. You know, I have to brush my teeth, therefore I go brush my teeth.
I gotta get up. I gotta get
No
to the
one
fucking
does
bathroom.
that. No
I gotta
normal
find
person
my
does that.
toothbrush, which I know is probably gonna seem weird to anyone who actually makes it this long.
I have to find my toothbrush.
I have to fucking rinse the toothbrush and put the toothpaste on, and then I gotta brush my teeth, and I gotta make sure I'm doing it right, and I gotta make sure I'm doing it for long enough, and then I like think I'm finished, and I feel my teeth, and I'm not finished, and then I have to do it a second time, basically. It's annoying, the worst.
But do you understand? Like that's so.
And then you gotta
odd.
wash the toothbrush, and then you gotta like scrape your tongue, and then like you almost vomit doing that. Like that's a whole fucking thing.
But it's odd though. Like you have to like retrace your steps to see if you like did it right and like stuff like that. Like that doesn't happen.
No, it's just because like you know, like teeth are three-dimensional. You're gonna maybe miss some spots.
But like you're thinking about it so hard. Like
I think about everything.
so hard, right?
My natural state is thinking. I once Googled when I was like 15 or 16, and it sounds funny, but it was like a genuine fucking question. I once Googled, I was like, can you think yourself to death? Like, because I was pretty sure that if that was at all possible, I'd be like the first person to achieve it if no one had
Okay,
yet
that
achieved it.
seems definitely ADHD for sure. You think a lot, but the way you think is the autism, right? It's like you think a lot, it's sporadic, it's crazy, it's all over the place, can't stop thinking, right? Yes, okay, maybe you're all over the place, you forget to do things get left behind. ADHD to the yin yang, self-deprecating because you can't ever keep your shit together, right? That's that, right? You got diagnosed with that, right? There's a little bit of a puzzle missing there when it comes to the fact that like it's like the literal thinking, right? Being really gullible. Like there's things about you,
I just trust people, okay?
right?
Okay, just because you guys got me to think that you guys had adopted a monkey doesn't, like, it's not that far out of the realm of possibility. We ran a literal animal shelter that was supposed to be for pigeons,
Bro,
and
it
we had
doesn't even
everything
matter.
under the
There's
fucking
a lot
sun.
of other things.
It is
that
not
happen.
surprising if you
There's
tell
other
me
things
that
we've
Mariah
gone through.
suddenly got fucking monkey.
Okay. There's other things that we've done that have been wild. Okay, but it doesn't matter. The point
That
is
is true.
Is like
The song lyrics.
yes,
That
there's
was-
other wild shit that has happened.
That's what I get for being a pagan.
You're gonna need just so you can finish it. But yeah, like there's many points to it, like communication things, the fact that you are very like into body language and studying those things and making sure you're doing the right things
to life.
and thinking that it's the cheat code to life and all of that stuff. While it is true, right? Because you are thinking differently, you're thinking on a deeper level. Like it's like not that neurotypical people are stupid by any means. It's not that. It's just we think differently. And like we get caught up in shit that they would never get caught up in. That's why they're so good at just getting the flow of shit going.
Nicole and I used to get in like fucking arguments because like I was getting pretty bad up in Utah, like having to overthink like fucking everything that I was doing and all my interactions with people and stuff and like constantly panicking and all that. And she's like, you need to stop caring so much about what other people think. And I'm like, no, like, listen, you don't understand. The moment I relax and I stop filtering literally every single thing I do, say, all my facial expressions, my body language, every single exact word I am using, that is the moment that someone looks at me and they're like, wow, you're being a huge fucking cunt right now. What's wrong with you?
But do you
like-
see that though? Like you feel like you have to filter yourself. You are masking.
Like,
you
I
just
literally can't
admit.
stop that, Nicole, because then
But-
everyone's gonna think I'm a bitch. She's like, I'd rather think you were a bitch and be annoyed with you for that than be annoyed with you for being so fucking annoying with, like, all these, like, panic attacks. And I'm like, bro, I can't win.
Listen, I do agree that you should just be yourself because fuck the people that she wouldn't have been it would have been a push away anyways.
But part of my, like, myself is doing this. Like, that is myself.
Okay, but it's not. It's the. I mean, yes, you should mask in certain situations. when
Like,
it's
constantly critically
necessary.
thinking about everything that's happening. That
Yes.
is myself.
Sure, but it's also like kind of a defense thing too, right? To be
Yes.
masking and to be hiding.
It's too
things.
intertwined.
Yes, right. It's a part of us. We don't act always the same in front of everyone. Reasons why I would be nervous when I go into I have to just be verbally honest about situations and direct and to the point of the things I struggle with when I'm going to sign up for my appointment, because in person that's not going to happen. They're not going to see me like have a whole mental fucking breakdown and like, okay, the best a therapist ever got out of me was the fact that I couldn't drop that she had a fucking mouse in her fucking office somewhere and she wasn't concerned. She's like, let's ignore that and just talk about it. I was like, bitch, no, you have a creature in here somewhere and I found it and let it outside. That's the most you're going to probably get out of maybe seeing, not even really, a glimpse at the fact that I have problems, because I couldn't let that sound go. I couldn't. I was going to flip my shit if I kept hearing it. You know what I mean? But she didn't even know that on the internals that I would have started like freaking the fuck out if I kept hearing that sound over and over.
You would have
and over
fucking
again.
left.
I would have left or started beating myself up because I couldn't leave.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, that's the closest the therapist is ever fucking got, because it takes something to happen to get me to the point where you're like, oh, something's wrong with that fool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, you know what I mean? Because the masking is just genuinely a part of us. True.
Yeah.
It is. But also, it's really just a part of us as a defense mechanism, for sure, 100%. And it's not that it should go away.
Well, I don't
like,
think it was
okay
just a
let it
defense
drop.
mechanism for me, because for me, like, even since I was a little kid, like, I had such a, not an issue with empathy, but I had so much, like, empathy for, like, the people that I would interact with around me that, like, it was like, Violet, like, if you even tell me I hurt your feelings, like, I'm really upset that I hurt your feelings, because that must feel awful, and I'm imagining how you feel, and I feel upset for you that I upset you, like, you know, and so, like, that's, you know, at least 50% of it, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not saying that, like, there's not multitudes of reasonings for it either.
Like, it isn't just a defense mechanism. It is literally also me. Like, it is the empathy of me or the caringness of me, but also a defense mechanism.
Yeah, I'm not saying it doesn't stem from certain, like, it depends, right?
Like, it developed into a defense mechanism, but I wouldn't say it stemmed from being a defense mechanism.
Just caring, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Like...
But it was more so like, that wasn't more so like masking per se. Like, yes, you cared about changing perhaps behaviors to accommodate for someone else, but it was more so like if it was up.
I didn't have the complex vocab to like describe it in the ways that I do now, but because it was like what, fucking 4 or 5,
yeah,
right? Like, but you know, to 4 or 5-year-old me, simply enough, like simply put, it would be like, you know, like be nice to each other, treat people how you want to be treated, right? Like the golden rule. Well, that was like, I lived by that shit. Yes. Except when it came to my little brother, then I was a terrible person. And then I had a whole epiphany when I was like, I don't know, what, 11 or 12, and I was like, oh shit, he thinks I genuinely hate him, and wow, I'm actually a pretty bad big sister. I do not want to do that. I'm gonna do better. And then me and him, we were like, start over, and we were like, yeah, and then we've been good ever since.
Okay, well.
And now I'm having a quarter life crisis about it. So, you know, every time. I mean, not about the fact that we're good, but about, you know, the fact that maybe not being, I don't know how to be a good big sister to him.
I think
I was too distant. I don't know. I wasn't involved enough, maybe.
If you'd like a little thought on that one, I would say that.
And now I'm trying too hard.
Well, I just think that, like, I don't know, talk to him about your struggles, because I don't think he could be open.
Right, but also, I've tried doing that, and then I really put my foot in my mouth, and I dug my grave. I basically pulled a Robin from Stranger Things. Cheyenne will understand what you know, that's a whole other thing, and I'll tell you off camera. But, like, I put my foot in my mouth. I, like, and honestly, at that point, I was like acutely aware of the fact that I was trying to explain the problems I was having. Like, all I was really doing was, like, making it about me and having such big feelings that, like, yeah, definitely he's not talking to me about things now. Like, great, you're just, like, I feel myself digging the hole deeper, and I was like, son of a bitch, I can't, I just gotta quit while I'm behind, but also, like, what the fuck could I have done to not have fucked this up in the first place? Shit. It's a lot easier with a little
You should send us that couple, like,
sibling
to
when
like
I
Sierra's
have like a longer age
Facebook
difference,
or something.
or instead of 4.5 years, it's more like 9 years. You know, that's easier because I have a lot more life experience. You know.
I think what it is you share a little bit and then you go, I just want you to be like, I want you to know that I'm like a safe place to like share things with. And I hope that I could find that in you too. You know what I mean? Because I think that
Diane
we
had a good
both
idea, which was
don't
pretty
really
dope.
have people to share that with. You know?
Diane had a good idea, but I think he's in the next room over, so I'm just gonna for like a Christmas present.
Lovely. You're gonna do a thing. I love that for you.
No, she had a good idea. And then I get the thing. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You're gonna do it, like you're gonna take her advice or something,
Yeah,
or whatever. Yeah. So
probably.
good. I love that for you.
Was that
The
noise?
car screech. I know every sound that happens here.
Wild.
It's like, okay, these streets, the way they like are aligned, it sounds like a whirlwind. So sometimes you'll hear it sounds like that whirl, like you thought he was crying.
Yeah.
No, that isn't. That's just cars driving by. It's
That's what
reviews.
happens when you have
Base Smoke
me
Review.
talking with you.
Follow me on Snapchat. I post a lot on there. Blaze Bird Boy, everything. Okay, let me end this before it fucks up again.
Jennifer?